This page is the front cover of Dreamcast Magazine, Volume 33, dated October 22nd to 29th, 1999, priced at 420 yen. The main headline is a dream matchup between Seaman and Pikachu for a special feature, along with a parent and child Seaman observation diary as a special project. It highlights the Dreamcast's internet capabilities and mentions that now is the time to get connected for cheap and easy access to the latest information. The cover features a prominent image of Kasumi from Dead or Alive 2, with the game title clearly displayed. The cover also lists upcoming game titles, including Shenmue, Oratorio Tangram, Eternal Arcadia, which we know internationally as Skies of Arcadia, Hanagumi Taisen Columns 2, Evolution 2, Far Off Promise, Sunrise Ayutan, Denkigai Tenshi Shangri-La, Treasure Strike, and Biohazard 3. Last Escape, also known as Resident Evil 3. Nemesis internationally, alongside Zombie Revenge. Smaller text boxes promote various other games like J-League Pro Soccer Club wo Tsukuru Series, Black Matrix Advanced, Climax Landers, Pro Baseball Team wo Tsukuru Series, Espionage Agents, Pop Music 2, Cool Borders Burn, Idol wo Tsukuchao, and Marionette Company. Finally, there's a small section promoting titles like Sakigake, Naomi, Toy Fighter, Touch de Uno, and Out-Trigger. This page is an advertisement for the Dreamcast game J-League Pro Soccer Club wo Tsukuru, the second game in the Tsukuru or Let's Make series, described as a professional soccer training simulation game. It highlights upgraded gameplay, deep J-League simulation, detailed formation settings, and network compatibility for online tournaments on Dreamcast. The ad features a screenshot from the game and a stylized image of a giant hand reaching down towards a soccer player, emphasizing the player's role as a manager overseeing the team. The game was released in 1999 in Japan and is priced at 6,800 yen or 360 points. It is a sports training simulation game for one player and compatible with the VGA box and Dreamcast keyboard. This page is an advertisement for Atsumare Guru Guru Onsen, a Dreamcast network communication game centered around table games. The game is set in a hot springs environment and allows players to create personalized avatars and connect with new friends online. Players can engage in various table games like Trump, Mahjong, Shogi, and fortune-telling. Multiplayer is supported for up to 4 players, and it also mentions features like profile and email exchange between players. The game is priced at 4,800 yen and requires a monthly online subscription of 300 yen. It highlights the appeal of making friends and enjoying table games online in a relaxing hot springs setting. This page is the contents page for this issue of Dreamcast Magazine. It lists the main articles, including a special feature comparing Seaman and Pikachu, focusing on voice recognition in games. There's a feature on Dreamcast internet capabilities. Other articles include parent and child playing Seaman, and a feature on Dreamcast color variations. Game previews are listed for Shenmue, Psychic Force 2012, Eternal Arcadia, Skies of Arcadia, and other titles such as Sunrise Ayutan and Flower Team Battle Columns 2. There are also articles on Dream Magazine Detective Squad and Treasure Strike and Zombie Revenge. This document indexes Dreamcast games, providing page numbers within a magazine. The Dreamcast Hot Information section covers D2, Vermilion Desert, Senkoku Turb Fan Fan, I Love Me, Dunce Double Tender, and Langrisser Millennium. Dreamcast Soft Complete Guide lists titles like Black Matrix Advent, J-League Pro Soccer Club wo Tsukuru, Espionagents, Climax Landers, Poppin' Music 2, Idol Janshi wo Tsukuchao, Marionette Company, and Cool Borders Burrrrn. Sakigake. Naomi Chan highlights Dead or Alive 2, Outrigger, and Touch de Uno. An alphabetical game index with Japanese syllabary headings lists numerous titles, including Shenmue, Skies of Arcadia, Eternal Arcadia, and many more, with their corresponding page numbers. This page is about the big news that the Dreamcast's major title, Shenmue Chapter 1 Yokosuka, has had its release date postponed. Originally scheduled for October 28th, Sega announced on October 1st that it will now be released in spring 2000. This was disappointing news for those who were looking forward to playing it in October. The article mentions that the delay is due to program adjustments, and the developers apologize for the inconvenience and ask for a little more time to complete the game. It emphasizes their dedication to delivering Shenmue to players as soon as possible. The page also briefly mentions that Sega of America Dreamcast, SOADC, a new company specializing in Dreamcast-related business, has been established in North America because of the good start the Dreamcast has had there and the expected rapid expansion of the DC business. Lastly, there is information about a DC free experience campaign taking place at Game Tsutaya Stand, where people can try out Dreamcast software for free as part of a rental campaign. The article mentions that rental membership is required to participate in this campaign. This page highlights several news items and peripherals for the Dreamcast. Firstly, it announces that the Dreamcast will support online stock trading services, specifically Nomura Securities' Nomura Home Trade Service. From October 18th, Dreamcast owners will be able to access this service, expanding beyond just PCs and Sega Saturns for online stock trading. Next, there's news about an event in Shibuya featuring a character named Moro Alien. This event, called Sega Channel 5 Campaign Shibuya Paradise, is running until October 11th. It seems to be a PR event for the upcoming music game Channel 5, featuring special booths, game footage, and stage events, and the chance to meet Moro Alien. Another news item discusses corporate restructuring at NEC, stating that NEC Home Electronics will be dissolved in March 2000. This news hints at industry shifts impacting even companies related to the Dreamcast console ecosystem, like NEC, who are involved in PCFX and other gaming ventures. Finally, the page showcases new peripherals from ASC2, a company known for its quality accessories. They are releasing 2 Dreamcast controllers, both featuring built-in vibration packs. The ASC2 Stick FT, priced at 6,980 yen, and the ASC2 Pad FT, priced at 2,980 yen. The ASC2 Pad FT controller layout is inspired by Sega Saturn controllers with ABC and XYZ buttons, while the ASC2 Stick FT is an arcade-style stick controller. Both are designed for comfortable play and feature slide switches to turn vibration on and off. These peripherals are scheduled for release on November 25th. This page showcases a variety of exciting events and news. Firstly, there's a report on the Dance Dance Revolution National Tournament, highlighting the skilled dancers who participated, and the winner from Tokyo. Next, there's news about the preview screening of Grauen no Torikago, a drama series, featuring the main actress Yoshino Sayaka and director Yamakawa. An event is advertised for Idol Soldier Tsukomi Yaru, a game featuring voice actress Kanai Mika, including a talk and autograph session. Also highlighted is a concert for Yaku Genso Kyoku Perpetual Blue, featuring a large gathering of the game's voice actors. The page also reports on the Spike Out release anniversary Team Battle Tournament, with Team Yokohama White emerging as the champions. Finally, there's news about the upcoming Angelique Gaiden 3 Forbidden Mirror, the latest installment in the Angelique series, mentioning voice recordings have begun, and featuring the Guardian Saints. This page advertises various items and news. Firstly, it announces the release of Deji Carat MailSoft Dejiko no Koya on October 28th, an email software themed around the anime DGI Sharet. Next, there is news about Namco establishing a new company called Monolith Soft, focused on console software development. A Pringles Pizza flavor set giveaway is promoted. Another giveaway is for the Digital Composer Series 7th, software that allows users to compose music on their PCs. The page also features the release of the Himitsu Secret original soundtrack CD, with music by Takanori Uzaki, launching on October 14th. Finally, it lists music releases from artists like Thermoplastic Hitomi, Polluxia Coco, A Teens with their ABBA Generation album, and ONIGUNSOW, Sex Machine Guns. This page is titled Dorimaga Why What? Exploration Team, and explores the topic of Dreamcast color variations. It highlights 2 special edition Dreamcast models. The first is the Special Model District of Columbia, one called the Irakawa President's Signature Special Model, exclusively for Sega Partners members. Priced at 32,290 yen, It includes a plate signed by the company president, Mr. Irakawa, and the owner's name. The second is the Special Model District of Columbia 2, called the Mazura Dreamcast, limited to 500 units and priced at 28,500 yen, to be released in the summer of 1999. This model features paint that changes color depending on the light and viewing angle, inspired by the Mazura paint used for custom cars. The page also discusses the general appeal of Dreamcast color variations, contrasting it with the Sega Saturn, and mentions that the Dreamcast is a console that suits color variations. The conversation snippet mentions the game Seaman as a reason for noticing the Dreamcast's appealing color variations. This page is about Dreamcast color variations and limited edition consoles. It highlights the model Seaman Dreamcast, a special limited edition of only 500 units with a translucent console and controller, released on July 29, 1999. The page also discusses the concept of Dreamcast color variations that are available to purchase, mentioning the Choo Choo Rocket, first limited edition color controller set in skeleton orange, scheduled for release on November 11th for 4,800 yen. Additionally, it teases more upcoming color variations like camouflage and black controllers. Visual memory color variations are also showcased. The next issue will feature a Dreamcast factory tour. This page is an advertisement for the Dreamcast game Marionette Company. The ad features a large image of the main character, who is described as a marionette game. The game is presented as a situation adventure, where you nurture a marionette character. The advertisement highlights several key features, including high-quality visuals at 640 by 480 resolution with 32,000 colors, an icon-based menu system, and enhanced sound performances, where the marionette reacts to the game starting and being left idle. The price is listed as 6,800 yen, excluding tax. There's also a first press bonus mentioned, which is a Noogie Noogie Marionette Kiseki Cell card, and a campaign where Dreamcast users can win a Kiseki Cell card compatible calendar. The ad mentions accessing the Dream Passport 2 for details on the campaign and the Marionette FAN C-Lub. This page presents the Dreamcast Weekly Sales Ranking Top 10. At number 1 is Idol Janshi o Tsukuchou, a new mahjong title where you can create your own idol mahjong player, and it even includes a bonus CD. Second place is Atsumare Guru Guru Onsen, a new online board game where you can enjoy hot springs with other players online. Third is Mabaroshi Tsukiyo, a new adventure game emphasizing its deep scenario and branching storylines based on player choices. In fourth position, we have Time Stalkers, Climax Landers, an RPG adventure spanning past and future, with a strategy guide featuring Marion. Fifth place belongs to Dreamcast Professional Baseball. Let's make a pro baseball team, a stable seller that continues to perform well. Sixth is Espionages, a spy simulation set in the near future, recommended as a game to settle down and enjoy. Seventh is Poppin' Music 2, suggesting players should get the Poppin' controller for the best experience, and hinting at a sequel on the horizon, urging players not to miss out. Number 8 is New Japan Pro Wrestling 2 Retsuden 4, a wrestling game featuring GPW wrestlers, suggested for some late-night gaming. Soul Calibur takes the 9th spot, inviting players to check out its homepage for data on Inferno weapons and highlighting the game's substantial content. Finally, in 10th place is Mobile Suit Gundam Side Story 0079, Rise from the Ashes, an action game with downloadable network content and new items continuously being added. This page presents a reader-voted top 30 ranking of anticipated Dreamcast games. Shenmue tops the list, followed by Grandia 2 and Resident Evil Code Veronica. The page also highlights weekly pickup games, including Denku Tenshi Taisen Mahjong Shangri-La, a mahjong game ported from the Naomi Arcade, and Hanagumi Taisen Columns 2, with promises of character and communication details. Brief mentions are given to Langrisser Millennium, a strategy RPG, and Rumania No. 203, an adventure game. The remaining titles, ranked 4th through 30th, include a variety of genres, from fighting games like SNK vs. Capcom and Street Fighter II-I, to RPGs like Phantasy Star Online and Eternal Arcadia, as well as sports and action titles. Each entry includes release dates and point scores. This page features 2 different game rankings. Firstly, it presents the Reader's Choice Transplant Hope Title Ranking TOP 20, showcasing games readers wish to see ported to the Dreamcast. Sakura Wars series tops the chart, followed by Dead or Alive 2 and Knights. Other notable titles in the top 20 include Street Fighter II, Third Strike, Ogre Battle 64, F355 Challenge, and Dance Dance Revolution series. Secondly, it displays the Video Game Income Ranking Top 15, likely representing arcade game performance. Virtua Striker 2 Ver.2000 leads this ranking, with Virtua Fighter 3 TB and Tekken Tag Tournament also ranking high. The King of Fighters 99 and Street Fighter II Third Strike are also present in this arcade ranking. There is a weekly pickup section focusing on Dead or Alive 2, highlighting its upcoming release and featuring screenshots of the game in action. Screenshots of Dance Dance Revolution, The King of Fighters 99, and a touch-based game called Touch de Uno are also displayed. The page teases exciting announcements in the next issue of Dreamcast Magazine. This Dreamcast release schedule from late 1999 and into 2000 previews upcoming software and hardware. October 1999 saw the release of Sonic Adventure International, Zombie Revenge, and Revive. Suze. November featured Choo Choo Rocket and Golden Axe among others. December was a busy month, with releases like Jet Set Radio and Ready to Rumble Boxing. Early 2000 brought Thermal Golf in Romania number 203 in January, while March and April saw Grauen's Wings titles. Summer 2000 was particularly packed with games, including Shenmue Chapter 1, Yokosuka, Jet Set Radio Again, and Grandia 2. Hardware releases included ASC2 sticks and pads in November 1999, followed by the Twin Stick, Fishing Controller, and Zip Drive in December. January 2000 saw the release of My Device and a Train to Go controller. AMILCD Secret was also mentioned. The Sega Saturn schedule included Sonic 3D Flicky's Island and other titles in October 1999. Dreamcast Weekly Reader's Race, Issue 37, presents a player-voted ranking of Dreamcast games. Soul Calibur claims the top spot, followed by Sega Rally 2. Atsumare Guru Guru Onsen, a Japan-exclusive title, takes third. Praised for its online social features, centered around a hot spring theme, Sonic Adventure and Climax Landers. Time Stalkers round out the top 5. The rankings continue with a diverse mix of titles, including Idol Janshi wo Tsukuchou 2, The House of the Dead 2, and Marvel vs. Capcom. Screenshots of Soul Calibur and Atsumare Guru Guru Onsen are included. The page reflects a positive outlook on the Dreamcast's game library, calling it a gold rush. Reader comments express excitement for upcoming releases like Space Channel 5 and Elemental Gimmick Gear. The page portrays a thriving and engaging Dreamcast gaming scene. This page features Dreamcast game rankings and reviews of 3 new titles. A ranking table, Odds All Dreamcast Soft B, lists games 21st 70th, based on reader votes, genre, and average scores. The New Arrival Introduction section reviews 3 games. Idol Janshi wo Tsukuchou, a mahjong game, features character customization and an easy-to-play automatic mode, appealing to a broad audience. Espion Agents, a tactical action game, offers gameplay depth and freedom, but suffers from a lack of saves and harsh consequences for agent death. Maboroshi Tsukiyo, a beautiful girl game, focuses on character development and contains adult themes, receiving praise for its graphics, sound, and enjoyable gameplay, though it's standard for its genre. This page highlights the latest software and Dreamcast peripheral rankings. The top software feature is a preview of Black Matrix Advanced, a simulation RPG from NEC Interchannel, with a release date of September 30, 1999. The game received a score of 7.66 from reviewers. The article discusses the engaging story and in-depth gameplay, praising the simulation and strategy elements. It mentions improved graphics and magic effects. The page also presents the Dreamcast peripheral rankings, listing items like the Puru Puru Pack Vibration Pack at the top, followed by items such as the Kid Crayon DC-DC and the Mission Stick. The page includes player comments in a section titled Dream Horse's Voice, featuring opinions on games like Seaman, Tetris vs. Verter, Crazy Taxi, and general positive comments on the console. There is also a section regarding the Reader's Race, a prediction contest where readers guess the ranking of the game Zombie Revenge, a fast-paced action title ported from NAOMI arcade hardware. Readers can win software and Dreamcast arcade sticks and visual memory units as prizes. Another game previewed is J-League Pro Soccer Club wo Tsukuru, a Sega-published soccer management simulation game released on September 30, 1999, which scored 8.33. The review highlights its in-depth club management simulation and engaging negotiation aspects. This page is showcasing reviews for upcoming Dreamcast and Sega Saturn games. It details the magazine's review scoring system, which ranges from 1 to 10, with 910 being a must-buy game and 12 being product level or not good. There's a preview for Sonic Adventure International, highlighting that this version is improved for international audiences, resolving camera issues and making it easier to play. It mentions the release date as October 14th and the price. The review sample is stated to be 100% complete. Next is a review for Bacon 99 Internet, a Dreamcast horse racing simulation game slated for release on October 21st. It mentions the use of JRA's past race data and up-to-date data downloads for race predictions. The review sample is also 100% complete. Finally, there's a review for the Sega Saturn title Sonic 3D, Flicky's Island. Reviewers give scores of 7 and 8, praising the game's difficulty and enjoyable gimmicks, while acknowledging it might be challenging for less skilled players. Another reviewer highlights the improved graphics compared to Mega Drive versions, and the enhanced volume with bonus stages added to the Japanese version. The game is also set for release on October 14th. The review sample is 100% complete. This page is an advertisement for a Dreamcast Perfect Guidebook for the game Professional Baseball Team wo Tsukuru, also known as Baseball Pro Yaku Team wo Tsukuru. Now, 99 in Japan, a baseball team simulation game that was not released internationally. The guidebook is promoted as the ultimate complete book, priced at 1,300 yen plus tax, with 368 A5-sized pages. It features numerous baseball player character heads and mentions various Japanese baseball teams. The book is published by SoftBank Publishing. This Parent and Child's Semen Observation Diary sequel explores the family experience of observing the semen creature, presented through the contrasting perspectives of a father and son. The article highlights the human drama aspect of their summer spent with the semen game, emphasizing the troubles they face and the bonds they forge. The piece profiles 9-year-old Kenta, an enthusiastic elementary student who keeps a diary with his father, Tsutomu. Tsutomu, a 39-year-old editor, introduced the game to his son and diligently documents their observations, despite his preference for personal time. The article includes a cartoonish drawing of the semen and a snapshot of the family at the beach, reinforcing the connection between the game and their family summer experience. This page is a diary entry about playing semen on the Dreamcast. It seems the player, a child, and his father are both keeping diaries about their experiences playing semen and comparing scores, with the child currently at 75 points and the father at 50. The diary entries mention that the father bought semen for the child, and they decided to keep observation diaries together. The father is described as being lazy and often forgets to feed semen, sometimes taking food from the child. The diary entry for August 14th, Saturday, at 10:56 a.m., recounts a family trip to the grandmother's house in Shizuoka. The child mentions bringing their semen and discovering that the eggs have hatched into tadpole-like creatures. The child is excited to show this to their grandmother. There are screenshots from the game, showing the semen in different stages of development, from eggs to tadpole-like creatures. The text boxes in the images mention observing the eggs, the tadpole stage referred to as tadpoleman, and the creature's development. The page highlights the observation diary aspect of the game, and the player's family enjoying the game together. This page is presented as a diary entry spanning multiple days, the 15th, 16th, and 17th of August. On August 15th, Sunday, at 10:34 a.m., the diary entry describes a day at the beach with family. They went to the beach because Grandma's house is near the sea. It mentions enjoying the sea and eating shaved ice. In the evening, they all played semen together. Now, the entry ends with a child's exclamation about how heavy the semen game box is. The today's score section is marked as 100 points with a happy face. On August 16th, Monday, at 11:08 a.m., the entry continues discussing semen. It mentions that semen's legs have grown, and Grandma is saying that the dad is glued to the TV playing semen. The writer states they also played it a lot yesterday and are now playing it again. They wonder if Dad will raise semen properly. The today's score is 70 points with a less enthusiastic face. The text alongside the Seaman screenshots describes observations within the game, noting that Seaman's appearance hasn't changed much, but his vocabulary is growing. It discusses the tadpole stage and the transition to a tadman, observing the tadpoles performing blood-sucking behavior and wondering if Seaman enjoys being sucked. It also hints at meeting a Yahtzee character in the game and feeling happy to see familiar faces, mentioning the upcoming end of summer vacation and plans to meet again in the new year. This page shows diary entries for August 17th, Tuesday, and August 18th, Wednesday. On Tuesday, August 17th, the diary entry mentions returning home from Shizuoka, feeling very tired from the crowded Shinkansen. The writer wonders if even their virtual pet, Seaman, is tired. The screenshot shows the Seaman game interface with heater settings and a glimpse of the Fishman character, this cage. The text below the screenshot talks about the gradual changes in the insect cage and mentions that the men in the game are all worn out. It mentions that the Seaman game lets you enjoy communication and that it is quite profound to see the essence of modern social structure condensed in it. On Wednesday, August 18th, the diary entry mentions that Seaman has become quite like a frog. When asked about their dad, Seaman started lecturing. A screenshot on this day shows a different in-game scene. The text talks about how surprisingly well Seaman guides conversation and says that he might be deeper than he appears. It notes that the water level in the tank had decreased, and Seaman seemed cold. The text also mentions that Seaman is saying his small wishes to the player, and that the opponent is a game AI. It also talks about how the designer girl went for a drink after work, and that their heart wasn't completely unmoved by it. This diary entry chronicles 3 days of playing the Dreamcast game Seaman. Thursday begins with a 70-point day, rainy weather, and a Seaman evolving into a frogman. The author is frustrated by his wife's disbelief about the game. Friday is a dismal 0-point day, sunny, with the Seaman's diet and disobedience causing issues. The author struggles to control the frogman, monitors the air humidity, and notes the Seaman's changing colors and aversion to spiders. Saturday brings a 60-point day and sunny skies. The Seaman, now assertive and talkative, is pictured with a sprinkler. The author reflects on the game character's personality and ponders philosophical questions about relationships and self-perception, planning a discussion with the Seaman the next day. This page features content about the unique Dreamcast game, Seaman. On the left, there is a diary entry dated August 22nd, Sunday, at 10:17 a.m., detailing a family trip to the park. The diary mentions Seaman and its interaction with the family, specifically regarding discipline and gratitude. It also includes a Today's My Score section, suggesting a playful scoring system related to family interactions involving Seaman. On the right, the page presents an epilogue section, reflecting on the parent and child Seaman observation diary feature in the magazine. It emphasizes that the diary entries are not just observations, but capture human emotions like honesty, joy, excitement, and love within a family context, all sparked by Seaman's presence. It suggests Seaman brought out these feelings and acted as a catalyst for family bonding and reflection. Finally, there's an extra edition, Seaman Observation Diary Delivered section, highlighting a reader-submitted real Seaman Observation Diary. It explains that the editorial department received this diary after their initial planning, finding it well-timed and captivating. The diary was praised for its content, and it's mentioned that the author, a 14-year-old named Asami from Shimane Prefecture, had submitted it for a summer holiday project, but it wasn't selected by her teacher for unknown reasons. Asami will receive a commemorative gift for her contribution. This page is a special Dreamcast Magazine interview focusing on voice recognition games. It features a conversation between developers of 2 games known for voice interaction, Seaman and Pikachu Genki Dechu. Hey You Pikachu! The interview is with Yutaka Saito from Vivarium, the representative director of the company and the creator of Seaman, positioned as the forbidden pet game for Dreamcast. The other game mentioned is Hey You Pikachu, described as a monster pet game for the Nintendo 64 and the first consumer voice recognition software. The interview explores the interactive nature and voice recognition aspects of both titles. The page also includes a developer bio for Yutaka Saito, detailing his career from open book to Vivarium and the development of games like Tower, Aqua Zone 1.5, and Pinna, leading up to Seaman. A screenshot from Seaman is shown, depicting the in-game creatures and interface. The text around the screenshot provides game details, including that Seaman is a communication game where players raise a strange ancient fish over 24 days, communicating via microphone and interacting through intuitive interfaces. This page is an interview titled Speech Recognition, Dream and Reality with Muneaki Ozawa from Umbrella. The discussion revolves around the creation of speech recognition in video games, specifically for the Nintendo 64 title, Hey You Pikachu. Ozawa talks about the challenges of making speech recognition work in games and how they experimented with different gameplay ideas, including command-based robot games and puzzle games. The interview highlights the innovative approach of using voice input to interact with Pikachu, a popular character, in a communication-focused game. The page includes a screenshot of, Hey You Pikachu, and a quote emphasizing the importance of creating something completely new. This article from a Dreamcast Magazine compares voice recognition in Nintendo 64's Hey You Pikachu with the Dreamcast's Seaman. The article discusses the early attempts to use voice recognition in gaming to create a sense of connection with characters. It highlights the limitations of console technology compared to PCs, specifically the difficulty in understanding natural language and the reliance on pre-programmed phrases. The article features an interview with Pikachu developer Saito, who emphasizes the desire to make players feel understood by the character. While Pikachu uses voice commands for playful interaction, Seaman allows the creature to speak back to the player, creating a more dominant interaction. The article acknowledges voice recognition's imperfections, comparing computer misinterpretations to human misunderstandings, and mentions Pikachu's keyword response to the name Pikachu. The piece concludes by questioning if computers can truly grasp human language's subtleties. This page discusses the dream and reality of speech recognition in games, featuring an interview about the game Seaman. The interviewers discuss how Seaman is designed to feel like a real pet, reacting to players' voice commands and learning over time. They mention that while 100% accurate speech recognition isn't technically possible, the subjective experience can feel very convincing. The conversation touches upon the appeal of voice input, contrasting it with traditional button inputs, noting that voice offers a more intuitive and engaging way to interact with games. They debate whether voice recognition can move beyond just a novelty input device in gaming. The page also briefly touches on the future of AI, mentioning Marvin Minsky's early AI research and the ongoing advancements in the field, suggesting that true AI in games is still a long way off, even if games like Seaman offer a taste of what might be possible. It highlights that current AI is still very primitive compared to human intelligence. Shenmue, nearing 95% completion, features several gameplay highlights. 70-person free battle allows for real-time combat against numerous enemies, with a related 70 battle time attack mode. The game also includes a forklift race subgame, where players can drive forklifts at speeds up to 33 km per hour, and a kitten-raising sub-event. Combat utilizes a button-based system, X for punches, B for throws, A for kicks, Y for defense, and L for running. The R button assists with special move execution. Sega plans to release Shenmue Chapter 1 Yokosuka in spring 2000 for 6,800 yen, featuring 4 discs and free, full reactive eyes entertainment. A sequel, Shenmue Chapter 2 Tentative, is also planned. Screenshots showcase Ryo in action, highlighting freeform battles and interactive environments. This page is a feature on Shenmue, focusing on the warehouse infiltration event and free battle modes. The warehouse infiltration event is about tense stealth gameplay, where players must avoid being spotted by guards to infiltrate warehouse number 8. If spotted, you'll be thrown out, failing the event and having to wait until the next day to try again. A QuickTime event, QTE, is highlighted, where you must successfully catch a falling light to succeed. Failure in the QTE or getting caught results in failure. The free battle section introduces the Intelligent Defense System, IDS, emphasizing one-button defense using the Y button. It explains different defensive techniques, like avoid and counter, highlighting quick movements and strategic counters. A 70-person battle mode is mentioned, which is compatible with online rankings through the Shenmue Passport, allowing players to compete for the fastest clear times online. This page is about the Dreamcast title, Shenmue, and focuses on the forklift driving aspect of the game. It emphasizes the realistic logic applied from the racing game, F355 Challenge, to create a very engaging forklift experience. The page highlights 3 key enjoyment points: learning basic forklift operations following on-screen markers with instruction from Mark Kimberly, racing against other forklift drivers, and delivering cargo. The B button allows for viewpoint switching for better control. Prizes are mentioned for winning races. And the page shows screenshots of the forklift tutorial, races, and cargo delivery gameplay, showcasing different stages and objectives within the forklift minigame in Shenmue. Shenmue's charm is highlighted through several gameplay features. Forklift driving offers realistic handling and race challenges, with careful maneuvering essential. Players can also raise a kitten, tied to the story of a girl named Megumi. This element involves feeding and tracking the kitten's growth, with its care integrated into the Shenmue passport. After forklift races, players earn money by transporting containers, following memo instructions from the job leader, Mark. The article hints at a connection between a black car, the kitten's deceased mother, and the murder investigation of Ryo's father, implying a key plot element. The article addresses the spring 2000 release date, acknowledging the game's near completion but possible delays for refinements. The development team prioritizes quality, even if it means missing deadlines. The next issue will feature Shenmue and include a special interview. This page is a preview for the Dreamcast version of Cybertroopers Virtual On Oratorio Tangram, highlighting the new stages being added to the game. It announces that the game is close to completion, with only 62 days left until release, and is currently 80% finished. The article reveals that the Dreamcast version will feature 4 new stages, one of which is named Autobahn. It also mentions that popular stages from the previous Virtual On game will be returning, specifically highlighting the waterfront stage as the 3rd mission stage. An interview with Dr. Watari provides insight into the design of the Autobahn stage. He explains that they listen to user feedback and aim to create a more natural environment for this new stage, contrasting with the predominantly artificial stages in the arcade version of Oratorio Tangram. Autobahn is described as a prairie-themed stage with a mix of obstacles and open areas, designed to offer varied strategic gameplay based on player positioning. The page also lists key details for the game, including its release date of December 9th, a price of 5,800 yen, and that it is a 3D action game for 12 players. It also confirms support for VGA output, twin sticks, communication cables for online play, and the vibration pack. The next page is a Q&A article discussing the development status of Cybertroopers Virtual On Oratorio Tangram for Dreamcast after the Tokyo Game Show. Question 1 asks about the current development status. The answer states that the game received a calm reception at Tokyo Game Show, and development is proceeding smoothly. They mention that the application is currently about 80% complete at the time of writing. Question 2 is about the Twin Sticks controller. The developer mentions that feedback from users at Tokyo Game Show indicated issues with the Twin Sticks, specifically regarding durability and grip. They are working on improvements to address these concerns, including durability and grip. Question 3 asks about battle cable play. The answer indicates they are considering supporting local versus play using a communication battle cable, but are unsure about user demand for it. Question 4 is about network features. They are planning network features for the game and are considering awarding special data to winners of network battles. They mention ideas for virtual centers to emulate the arcade experience and are thinking about national tournaments. Network live monitor viewing was also mentioned, but it's not yet implemented visually. This page showcases a feature on the upcoming Sega RPG, Eternal Arcadia, known internationally as Skies of Arcadia. The game is in development, and its release date, price, compatible peripherals, and player number are yet to be determined. The page introduces characters Din, Vice, and Aika. The text describes a scene where Vice and Aika infiltrate a Volusian Empire warship. They are searching for a captured girl and encounter Alfonso, the captain of the warship, a man described as sly and unpleasant. Alfonso and guards confront Vice. Vice sarcastically asks Alfonso if this forceful method is how he usually invites ladies to his parties. Alfonso, enraged, orders his soldiers to attack. The next page is focused on a battle scene from Eternal Arcadia, known internationally as Skies of Arcadia. The page highlights combat within the Valua Empire ship, showing screenshots of battles against guards and explaining attack types like indirect and critical attacks. The text describes a pursuit scenario where Valis and his party chase after Alfonso to rescue a girl, and includes a quote from Alfonso about his enemies deserving death for their impudence. This page highlights a battle preview for the game Skies of Arcadia. The focus is on a boss fight against Antonio, described as Alfonso's trump card and beloved horse, though he resembles a bull-like creature. The scene is set after Alfonso retreats to the rear hatch of a ship. Antonio is depicted as a formidable opponent, with large horns and devastating attacks, notably the Rage Thunder attack, which is a lightning strike. Screenshots show Vice and Aika facing Antonio, emphasizing the challenge and power of this boss encounter, and questioning how the heroes will overcome such a powerful foe. This page is about the game Eternal Arcadia, known internationally as Skies of Arcadia. It introduces a mysterious girl named Fagina who has been captured by the Empire. The text details a scene where Alfonso defeats Antonio and escapes in a zeppelin, leaving behind cryptic words. It's mentioned that the protagonist's family, the Dine family, rescued Felina, but she doesn't seem to be from the local area, raising questions about why the Empire captured her. There's dialogue from Aika, commenting on Alfonso's arrogance, and also noticing Felina's unusual clothing, suggesting she's from a foreign land. The page also highlights a mysterious creature appearing alongside Farina, first revealed at the Tokyo Game Show, and wonders if this creature is also from the same foreign land as Farina. The overall tone is one of mystery and intrigue surrounding Fana's origins and her connection to the Empire. This page is a preview for the game Evolution 2, which was showcased at the Tokyo Game Show as a playable demo. The article highlights the game as the sequel to Evolution, the World of Sacred Device. The page introduces characters: Whitehead, described as a representative of a knowledgeable society, and Mag and Linear, who are presented as a well-known adventurer combo from Panam Town. The article mentions that Mag and Linear will likely be party members again, with Linear having some dialogue in this sequel. Screenshots showcase different aspects of the game, including battles, environments, and event scenes. The battle scenes show the characters Mag, Linear, and Gretel in combat. The environment screenshots depict dungeon-like ruins. An event scene shows characters interacting in a location. The article emphasizes that the game development is progressing and is at 50% completion. It mentions that Evolution 2 is anticipated by RPG fans and was playable at the game show. This page previews the game Evolution 2, highlighting it as a hot adventure starting. It introduces two characters: Chain Gun, described as Mag's rival, a girl who is selfish but deeply cares for Mag and is growing as an adventurer, and Guire Naid, a capable butler guiding Mag, recognized for his previous work, now enthusiastic about his duties as a story navigator. The page then focuses on a complete analysis of the latest ROM version, calling it a magazine experience of surprise. It mentions the opening demo centers on Mag and Ligonia, stating the adventure starts with the discovery of ruins. Mag and Ligonia are headed to a giant rocky mountain for ruin investigation, encountering a mysterious city. The game is described as having magnetic fields and impacts, with ruins appearing and disappearing like illusions. It mentions that the mystery of ancient civilization and the light of heritage will illuminate people's smiles, enhancing Mag's bravery. Technical details shown include ESP Sting as the developer, a release date in December 1999, a price of 6,800 yen, an adventure RPG genre, one player only, visual memory support, and VGA compatibility. The page emphasizes experiencing the real feel of the game through playing the demo and fully analyzing it. Screenshots depict in-game scenes and character poses to showcase the visual quality. The text also notes that the on-screen images are from the game and use the same polygon models seen in the movies. The next page is about the game Evolution 2, Far Off Promise. It details the Tokyo Game Show demo prologue, which starts in Museville after the train arrival, a point later in the game than the previously shown train departure scene. The page highlights item hunting elements, explaining that touching sparkling spots on the screen can reveal recovery items. Boxes and tree roots are mentioned as places to search. It also describes the facilities in Museville, mentioning that there are about 7 locations including houses. Familiar shops from the previous game, Evolution to Far Off World, like the Panam Town, are present, but some shop categories are new and their purpose is unclear. Specifically, Adventure Store, Rooftop Stall, and Lottery Shop. The page expresses anticipation for their roles in the game. There is a section on hotels, describing them as large halls in luxurious hotels. Players can talk to other travelers at the hotel and store items with the hotel staff at the front desk. Finally, the page notes that the game features new character viewpoints and camera angles, allowing for smoother character movement and a more dynamic field of view. This page previews Evolution 2, Far Off Promise, a game where the player character Mag explores the world. The page highlights the Society Museum, which is an archaeological research institution. Mag, representing Whitehead, is tasked with retrieving secret items from ruins. The Carcanos Disturbance section details a scenario where a train bound for Museville is attacked by bandits, and Mag's actions are crucial. The Museum Interior section describes the museum filled with artifacts and vehicles showcasing advanced civilization, offering a learning experience. Scenario Dungeon Tactics explains the dungeon gameplay in Evolution 2. Dungeons are designed with puzzles and traps, instead of being entirely random. Player needs to explore fixed maps, solve riddles, and be cautious of enemies and treasure chests. The game features characters Mag, Linear, and Gree. The page emphasizes strategic dungeon exploration and puzzle-solving elements. This page focuses on the battle system of the Dreamcast RPG, Evolution 2, Far Off Promise. It highlights key features such as customizable battle formations, where character placement affects attack and defense based on distance to enemies. The game uses a command-based battle system, but introduces a strategic element, where the command chosen influences the timing of the next action. The page also details an action meter that displays the turn order for both allies and enemies, encouraging strategic planning. Finally, it previews 4 new enemy types: the HP-draining flycatcher, which uses a poison and HP stealing attack; the defensive Mimika Buri, which attacks with poison mist; the Panzer Beetle, that attacks with line attacks requiring formation changes; and the flying mouse, which uses an unavoidable sonic attack, hitting 2 characters at once. Each enemy description includes notes on their special attacks and weaknesses. Kikuseki Evolution 2. Evolution 2 Far Off Promise features a battle system relying on force points, FP, for special skills. Characters learn unique abilities, adding depth to combat. Psyframe users like Mag gain powerful skills through special parts found in ruins, while others like Linear and Gree learn support skills naturally. Players are encouraged to coordinate party members and attack rolls. Psyframe parts, found in treasure chests, unlock unique skills. Mag, a starting Psyframe user, focuses on offense. Skill acquisition requires experience points earned alongside leveling, unlocking new abilities upon reaching thresholds. Character profiles highlight Mag, attack center; Linear, damage healing recovery type; and Gree, defense and support type. Linear excels in healing. Gree offers defense and support, with unique abilities like boosting ally Psyframe performance. The game explores different attack styles, including long-range attacks by characters like Pepper and Chain. This page is all about the Dreamcast game, Sunrise Ayutan, Sunrise Ayuden Chronicle, an action RPG for 2 players from Sunrise Interactive, priced at 6,800 yen and slated for release on December 2nd. The page highlights that the game's completion is progressing rapidly and features new information. This issue focuses on Heavy Metal L Game, with details about the Mecha L Game itself, describing it as a heavy metal originally used by the Yaman dynasty, piloted by Daba Myrode. The page includes a rear-view section showcasing the back of the L Game, and a story explanation summarizing the plot of Heavy Metal L Game, where Daba, heir to the Yaman dynasty, searches for his kidnapped sister, piloting the L Game and becoming a leader of the rebellion against Poseidon. The character Daba Myrode is also prominently featured alongside the L Game screenshots. This page highlights the Sunrise Heroes game, which features mecha from various Sunrise anime series, specifically focusing on additions from Mobile Suit Gundam Wing and Aura Battler Dunbine. The game now includes the Ultron Gundam, piloted by Chang Wufei, known for its Dragonhang arm cannons effective in mid-range combat, and the Gundam Sandrock Kai, piloted by Quatre Raberba Winner, equipped with heat shutels and a large mantle for defense and atmospheric entry. Furthermore, the Aura Battler Dunbine series is represented by the Line Neck, an Aura Battler used by Todd, the rival character, emphasizing the game's detailed 3D models and graphics used for event scenes featuring characters from the anime series. This page is focused on explaining the battle system of the game Ayu Gaisen, which translates to Hero's Triumphant Return, but was unreleased outside Japan. This action strategy game involves moving your mothership on a map and engaging in battles when encountering enemies. The core gameplay loop revolves around deploying battle machines robots to destroy the enemy mothership. The page details the squad composition screen, where players arrange their mechs and support items before battles, emphasizing that squads can only be rearranged at ports. The battle system is described as squad-based combat, where destroying the enemy mothership is the primary objective, and is likened to a card game in terms of strategic unit deployment. The page shows screenshots of map movement, battle scenes with robots, and the squad arrangement interface highlighting the strategic depth of unit and item placement for combat. The page suggests that the game is deeply strategic, requiring players to think about unit size and weapon strength for effective combat. This page introduces the gameplay flow of Sunrise Ayutan, Sunrise Hero Saga, a strategy game featuring mecha combat. The page details the turn-based battle system, explaining the different phases in both your turn and the enemy's turn. Your turn consists of the supply phase, intercept phase, and attack phase. The enemy turn also includes intercept and attack phases. The page emphasizes the strategic element of positioning units and planning attacks. It then presents a step-by-step guide to a battle scenario, showing unit deployment, attacks, and strategic decision-making, with accompanying screenshots from the game. A Check It section encourages players to analyze enemy unit information for better tactical planning. The screenshots showcase battles between various mecha units on a grid-based map. This page is focused on strategies within a mecha combat game, likely related to the Gundam series. Though the specific title isn't explicitly named, it highlights key gameplay mechanics, such as resource management with limited turn-based supply, overwhelming the enemy with unit numbers, utilizing special breakthrough abilities to damage enemy battleships, and leveraging various support items for strategic advantages. The page also discusses special abilities of units and pilots, listing examples like flight, anti-air, preemptive attack, and melee, emphasizing how these abilities can be crucial in battle. Featured pilot names include Hero Yui, Duo Maxwell, and Amuro Ray, alongside units like Wing Gundam Zero and Gundam Heavy Arms, further suggesting a Gundam theme. The page is essentially a guide to understanding and effectively using different strategic elements in this type of mecha combat game. This page showcases Armored Trooper Galleon as part of the Sunrise Robot Chronicle Return series. It highlights the assault, heavy equipment type, Galleon mecha, focusing on its features and pilot. The page details the Galleon blade weapon and introduces the pilot character, Geordie Border. Technical data for the Galleon mecha is provided, including height, weight, weapons, pilot, and performance specifications, such as maximum running speed and turning rate. The description emphasizes Galleon's legendary status and its ability to transform for both ground and air combat. This page is a special feature report on Sakura Wars Columns 2, a highly anticipated puzzle game for the Dreamcast. It highlights 4 key new pieces of information about the game, which was also shown at Tokyo Game Show '99. The article details the newly added tactics selection system in this sequel, showcasing how character selection impacts gameplay. The revealed playable characters are Sakura, Sulamire, Orihime, and Renini, each with unique basic abilities. The game emphasizes strategic character choice to overcome weaknesses. Screenshots illustrate character selection screens and in-game battle action. The article also provides character-specific traits for Sakura, Sulamire, Soletta, and Reini, outlining their strengths and battle approaches. Sakura is balanced. Sulamire is beginner-friendly. Soletta boasts high attack power but requires skillful play, and Reini excels in defense. Sakura Wars Columns 2 is slated for a December release in Japan, with the price yet to be decided. It's a dramatic puzzle game supporting 2-player battles, and features Rumble Pack, communication, and VGA compatibility. This page is a preview for Sakura Wars Columns 2. It introduces the basic rules of the column-style puzzle game, explaining how to clear jewels and build up the Lips gauge to attack or defend. The page highlights 2 main game modes: Shonen Red mode, where players compete to win the role of Shonen Red, and Imperial Daily Story mode, which is a story mode focusing on Sakura. Screenshots show gameplay and characters including Sulamire, Sakura, and Ogami. It mentions that the story this time is focused on Sakura and the mystery of the basement incident. This page is a Dreamcast special report introducing the game Cyber Angel Mahjong Battle Shangri-La. It's highlighted as a next-generation cyberspace experience where you become the strongest algorithm. This sexy mahjong game for Dreamcast, set to release on November 25th for 5,800 yen, is being touted as a conversion of the popular Naomi arcade game. It boasts impressive 3D polygon graphics for its characters and allows players to enjoy the arcade experience privately at home. The article also mentions online network play and focuses on the appealing polygon-rendered female characters, emphasizing their attractiveness and use of polygons to create alluring women. This page is about the game Electronic Angel Interception Mahjong Shangri-La, a Dreamcast title where you insert program chips with algorithms into cyberspace to enjoy cyber battles in a virtual Shangri-La city. You become a super programmer who can convert their five senses into digital data and dive into the cyber world. The page introduces Mitsuba, a 16-year-old character with profile data including her birthday, August 1st, blood type, AB, height, 173 centimeters, and bust, waist, hip measurements, B89, W58, H88. The gameplay involves network gate management programs visualized as beautiful girls. The way to win is through mahjong, with probability and intuition being key. It highlights irresistible items that can be used during gameplay, including item exchange, time extension, card viewing, and power-up. There's also an advertisement for an original soundtrack, CD, and theme song, CD single, titled Tiles Complex Gently, Please Tease Me, which features opening demo songs and coupling songs by voice actors. Finally, a section titled Another Aspect of Women is That They Cannot Be Loved discusses the allure of computer graphics girls, suggesting they offer an irresistible charm compared to real women. This page showcases 6 beautiful women who are described as managing the network gate for Shangri-La, acting as watchdogs. The headline declares, "I want to overwrite you right now," and humorously questions why security programs are visualized as cute girls, presenting a range of types from refreshing to sexy. Focusing on 3 characters on this page, we have Asaki, who is the Greening Environment Promotion and Conservation Area Management Program. She is depicted as a quiet, literary girl who loves nature, described as seeming fluffy, but actually quite reliable. Then there's Ayumi, the Comprehensive Medical Area Management Program, who is in charge of security in a city concentrated with medical facilities where both legal and illegal cybernetic procedures take place. She is described as high-spirited, and while her expression might seem stern, it's part of her charm. Finally, Izuka is the Public Order Maintenance Facility Concentrated Area Management Program, responsible for network gate security in an area with police, prisons, and mental health facilities, the worst part of Shangri-La. She is portrayed as a girl with very girly hobbies, seemingly speaking broken Japanese but actually articulate, and is nicknamed Fujigi-chan. She is noted for her slender nose and resemblance to a celebrity. Each character's profile data is listed, including age, birthday, blood type, height, and measurements. This page introduces the Dreamcast game Shangri-La, a battle mahjong game featuring anime-style characters. It highlights 3 key characters from the game, Kotomi, Mirin, and Sayaka, who each manage different districts within the game's world. Kotomi oversees the entertainment district, a zone of gambling, sex, and rock and roll. Mirin is the intelligent type, managing the central government district and monitoring everything in the city of D-Feed. Sayaka, described as pure and innocent, manages areas for long-term residents and handles financial transactions, catering to travelers. The page also touches on the game's visual fidelity, suggesting that the characters are so realistically rendered that they might make real women seem less appealing by comparison, emphasizing the advancements in game graphics at the time. This page introduces Treasure Strike for the Dreamcast, an upcoming network action-adventure game from Kid. The game centers around treasure hunters seeking a legendary treasure called the God's Flower. The prologue describes a world where machines have advanced, and these hunters operate in search of Lotus. The page highlights character design elements, with diagrams detailing body proportions and features. It's presented as a special report, indicating the game is 55% complete and slated for a summer release at 5,800 yen. It's advertised as supporting 14 players and network communication. Keywords listed are Treasure Hunter and Strange Flower Lotus, further emphasizing the game's themes. The next page is about the game Treasure Strike, a 3D action title where you play as a treasure hunter. It details the gameplay, explaining that you control your character in a 3D environment, battling with weapons, and performing actions like jumping. The game features an adventure mode where you follow a scenario, exploring ruins and gathering treasure, focusing on the main story. There's also a battle mode for up to 4 players, both offline using split screen and online, where players compete in target treasure battles using characters developed in adventure mode. The page introduces the 2 main playable characters, a boy and a girl. Arms are highlighted as special tools equipped by treasure hunters, used for various purposes including combat, with attack types like swords, hammers, projectiles, and traps. It also mentions that chat is available in battle mode. This page introduces the world and characters of the Dreamcast game Armed Hunter Chirupio, which was a Japanly release. The setting is Port Town Chirupio, located in the Groblin Kingdom, powered by Lotus technology. Key characters include Kotsu, a rival character with a skull mask leading the Kotsu troop, and Akemi, the owner of the Bar Daria in Chirupio, a hub for treasure hunters. Bolt's professor and Natsu assistant are siblings who customize arms and reside outside Chirupio. Locations highlighted are Port Town Chirupio, the Gulgari Desert with the Guardian Raregism, and the trick-filled Garrick Tower built by Dr. Hi-Hat. This page is about the fiery treasure hunter battle, featuring the game locations Ruin Lotutia Lotus Saya Ruins, described as a jungle of flowers spreading in the western part of Port Torillo, and Jumbo Max Island. Jumbo Max is Pirate Island, where the pirate Jumbo Max hid his treasure. The page then introduces characters from the Striker Treasure Hunter Group, 6 Flower Emperors, QTP, Kigurumi Queen. Described as cunning and intelligent, obsessed with cute treasures, with her trademark being the Sunflower Kigurumi. Honey Pie, sexy pirate. QT Pie's sister, known as Sakuranbo Bomb, tall and sexy, always having delicious treats, considers rivals with a competitive spirit. Harao, Desert Bandit Group leader, uses Yuri Flower as a trademark. Leader of the Desert Bandit Group, keeps to himself, a quiet and calm bandit striker. Craft Maru, gun samurai, seals opponents' movements and defeats them, believes in Bushido-like justice, a samurai striker with one eye. His trademark is Chrysanthemum and Sakura. Smileman Daisuke, smiling assassin soldier, a middle-aged retired Navy soldier active in numerous sea battles. Dandelion is his trademark, always smiling and cheerful, but behind that smile hides a ruthless and cold face. Mon Buchi, strongest swordsman, dresses gorgeously, the strongest swordsman striker of the 6 Flower Emperors, a charismatic present-day treasure hunter. His trademark is the bright red Bara Joe. This page previews the new VM-compatible training game mode for Zombie Revenge on Dreamcast, set to release on October 28th for 5,800 yen. This new mode allows players to raise characters using the Dreamcast VM. You can feed your character, play mini-games with them like Zombie Fishing and Zombie Doubt, and even have conversations. The VM game allows you to check parameters such as hunger, attack, and defense. The main game itself is an action title supporting 2 players and is compatible with arcade sticks, rumble packs, visual memory, and VGA output. This page is about the game Zombie Revenge. It details how to feed your character when their hunger parameter gets low by selecting food items like fresh egg, gum, juice, burger, and tomato. It mentions that the food you give can influence character growth. The page then describes 2 minigames in Zombie Revenge, Zombie Fishing and Zombie Doubt. Zombie Fishing involves casting a line and reeling in zombies by using direction keys and buttons as prompted. Catching a big one, large zombie, gives more points. Zombie Doubt is a card-matching minigame. Players look at cards with marks, memorize them, and then find the odd one out when the cards are displayed again. The difficulty level affects the number of cards. Finally, the page touches upon elements of the game's growth mode. It poses questions about how VM, visual memory, nurtured characters will be reflected in the game, and whether there will be features to interact with friends' VMs. It also mentions parameters like A, T, attack, and D, defense, and hints at further details to come in the next issue. This page introduces Episode 3 of what is described as a mystery, with the battlefield set in a chemical plant. It appears to be focusing on Biohazard Code, Veronica, Resident Evil Code, Veronica. The page highlights that zombies are even stronger in this episode, with factory worker zombies being particularly tough. New powerful weapons are featured, including a flamethrower and a drill. The article emphasizes the visual details, pointing out the reflection of characters in puddles with realistic ripples. There is also a section showcasing the transformation of a human character into a zombie, with before and after images demonstrating the graphic detail. The character Zed is mentioned as a mysterious man, with his details not fully revealed yet in Episode 3. The text mentions Enigma means mystery. The next page focuses on the game Zombie Revenge. It details gameplay events, starting with encountering Zed within a factory after pursuing a suspicious figure. Upon defeating a boss, the factory explodes in a cinematic scene. A giant boss named UDS-02 then appears, described as a powerful bioweapon that breathes fire and poison. Players must escape the burning factory, still facing zombies, and a helicopter escape is required. Zed continues to command zombie attacks even during the escape, hinting at future stages and challenges involving bacteria and new locations. The page highlights the game's cinematic action sequences and powerful boss encounters. This page is a special feature titled Dreamcast Internet and Communication Battle Games. It highlights the Outrigger game and its online capabilities. The page emphasizes the smooth 60 frames per second communication battle experience made possible on Dreamcast, addressing skepticism about online play at the time. It features an interview with Dr. Watari, who explains the technology behind achieving 60 FPS online play for Outrigger. The article discusses how the arcade version of Outrigger used Model 3 hardware and transmitted a large amount of data per second, but the Dreamcast version manages to achieve 60 FPS online battles despite the Dreamcast's hardware differences. The team focused on optimizing the data transmission for home use by removing unnecessary arcade-related data. The Check It section on the left is about the possibility of 1/60th frame communication via download, referring to online download services of the era. The right Check It section highlights the DC version of Outrigger Communication Battle's key points, stating that the game allows up to 60 frames per second online battles, showcasing screenshots of in-game communication battle scenes and emphasizing the inclusion of chat features and spectator modes. The page also mentions that this technology in Outrigger will set a new standard for future Dreamcast online games. This article from a Dreamcast feature highlights communication battle games. It focuses on Sega Rally 2 and FrameGride, showcasing their network capabilities. Sega Rally 2, released in January 1999, allows up to 4 players to compete like the arcade version. FrameGride, released in July 1999, features online battles for 2 players. The article includes an interview with Sega producer Juro Tawara, who discusses the challenges and importance of communication battles. He emphasizes the shift in game development towards interconnected experiences, using examples like Soul Calibur and Outrigger. Oratorio Tangram. Tawara sees the Dreamcast and titles like Pokémon as crucial steps toward this future, envisioning Oratorio Tangram achieving the integration of desired elements akin to the PC Engine's R-Type. This Dreamcast feature promotes the console's internet capabilities, emphasizing their ease and affordability. The article, titled Dreamcast Internet, highlights its network services, supported by interviews with Sega employees. The console is presented as more than just a gaming device, offering online content for 19,900 yen. Users connect via Dream Passport 2, which can upgrade older versions. Key features include email with recommended keyboard use and Dreamflyer software. Web TV enables website browsing and access to original content like bulletin boards, with a free Web TV connection postcard included. The official website, Dreamcast, http://www.dreamcast.com/, provides content and community features. Games like Guru Guru Onsen and Sakatsuku are also leveraging the network. The article concludes by noting positive reception, particularly praising an advertisement featuring Yuko Nakamura for showcasing the Dreamcast's internet and email functions to a wider audience. Dreamcast network usage is growing, with approximately 30% of users connecting online. The network appeals to a primarily 20s age demographic, including a notable number of women, fostering a strong sense of community through in-game communication and email. The network also aims to revitalize older games by offering new content. Several key online functions are highlighted. Dreamcast Direct, an online store offering new software and accessories with pre-order options. DreamHome provides the latest game information and updates. Internet Drama showcases Grauen no Tori Ryu, a daily interactive suspense drama series. Other functions include Net Surfing, offering web browsing capabilities via Yahoo, Japan, and online play in DC-compatible games, such as J-League Soccer Club, Otsukuru 2. This catalog showcases Dreamcast games with online features, emphasizing the console's internet gaming capabilities. Several games offered unique online content. Sonic Adventure provided downloadable content and access to a homepage. Other titles like Godzilla Generations, Real Sound, Street Fighter 03, and Tokyo Highway Challenge offered downloadable features, online rankings, or character unlocks. For multiplayer, Choo Choo Rocket stood out with its fast-paced online battles. Nepachi 10 Renshan de Las Vegas Ryoku offered a virtual pachinko experience, while Virtual On Oratorio Tangram provided robot combat battles with spectator modes and chat. The page concludes by anticipating the release of many more network-compatible Dreamcast titles, highlighting the system's growing online gaming trend. This catalog highlights communication-compatible Dreamcast games, emphasizing online features. Games include mecha combat titles like Frame Gride and Marionette Handler, fighting games like Soul Calibur, and sports simulations such as Professional Baseball Team, Otsukuru, and J-League Pro Soccer Club, Otsukuru. Other genres feature in the list with Cool Borders BURRRR, Mobile Suit Gundam Gaiden Colony no Ochita Chide, and the unique Denpa Shonen Teki Kensho Seikatsu Nasubi no Heya. Additionally, games like World Neverland Plus, Old Kingdom Monogatari, Shin Nippon Pro Wrestling, Toucan Retsuden 4, and Grauen no Tori Capital 1 offer online competition and community aspects. A unique gathering place is featured with Atsumare, Guru Guru Onsen. Furthermore, a preview table lists upcoming titles with diverse features. This page announces the grand opening of the Net Hot Springs online service for the Dreamcast game Guru Guru Onsen on September 23rd. It mentions that over 1 million fans are expected and encourages players to check the game's homepage. The page details how to use Dream currency to pay for the online service, which costs a very affordable 300 yen for 30 days of access. It emphasizes that Guru Guru Onsen users can enjoy 23 hours of daily access, with a maintenance period only from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. An interesting section teases Project Atami, a mysterious project revealed at Tokyo Game Show, suggesting it might be related to a sequel, Guru Guru Onsen 2. The page also mentions a TV commercial for Guru Guru Onsen, featuring actresses Tamao and Sayaka. Finally, it promotes joining the Dorimaga Hot Springs Association, highlighting planned activities like game tournaments, member meetups, chat sessions, illustration contests, and information sharing. The next issue promises details on the first Dorimaga Cup tournament. This page is the reader corner called Guru Guru Powers. It features reader submissions and comments. The page includes sections like Uzuki Sister and Brother with Cat, featuring reader submissions focused on games and experiences. There are reader comments about various games. Games mentioned include Ecole Borden, where readers discuss the board design and difficulty. Death Crimson is mentioned, with a comment about its mania difficulty. Soul Calibur is discussed, with readers sharing experiences like playing the opening movie in a loop and being caught by family members. Jet Set Radio is mentioned as a game enjoyed by one reader, while another mentions Space Channel 5 as being impactful and very silly but enjoyable at a game show, and also mentions Phantasy Star Online. Giga Wing 2 is mentioned as a game that a reader is looking forward to. The page also has a section about Autumn Game Show 99 and includes a drawing of a girl talking about the noisy food corner at the game show, wishing people would listen to the announcements. Another reader from Saitama Prefecture mentions the human-faced fish at the game show as being scary, and that the event's plans should be checked. This page highlights the Angel's Great Cathedral section of Dreamcast Magazine, which is all about pixel art creation using the Dreamcast's visual memory. The page encourages readers to express themselves on a 48 by 32 dot canvas. It mentions a drawing contest and displays user submissions. The This Week's #1 Star Sand section features pixel art by Sasaki Takeo from Chiba Prefecture, showing a nun and a child. The Angel Comes to Town section showcases more pixel art, including a Gundam created by Bonbei from Hokkaido, and another piece by Uniuni Monore from Kanagawa Prefecture, which is said to evoke pleasant feelings. Shambara's Room promotes the Doko Demo Omoshira, Everywhere Fun, visual memory minigame, showing a screenshot of a baby character. The Recruitment Requirements section outlines the submission guidelines for pixel art, mentioning the use of black and white square dots on a 48 by 32 grid, and provides submission details to Dreamcast Magazine. This page showcases the Illust Garden Corner, which is themed around winter sports, and features reader-submitted illustrations. There is an artwork inspired by the RPG Black Matrix from Mie Prefecture by an artist named Tarock, and another submission influenced by Resident Evil, Biohazard, from Okinawa Prefecture by Hafu. Space Channel 5 is highlighted with an image of Ulala and a mention of her sensational debut. Another reader submission, this one from Tochigi Prefecture by Sakura O, features a mysterious TV-headed character. Additionally, there is an angelic illustration titled Angelon from Aichi Prefecture by Rino Maki. The page also includes sections titled Doriyasu Irastushi and Dorimu Hazushi, featuring more reader submissions, including one using pixel art for a Dream Dorimu character. Dorimu Hazushi section discusses a corner survival crisis related to Dream Dorimu. This page seems to be a community section called Love Cafe, where readers have sent in illustrations and messages. There are various sections with different titles like Dajyo, and sections with names like Hiroshima Prefecture 30 yen, Yamaguchi Prefecture, Unknown Fire Dance, Mie Prefecture, Yumeshin, Shimane Prefecture, Asami, and Espionage NTS. The readers are credited by their prefecture and names such as Ki from Iwate Prefecture, Cans from Miyagi Prefecture, 30 yen from Hiroshima Prefecture, Nasubi Yuto from Aichi Prefecture, Tadman-san from Hiroshima Prefecture, Tamaju from Aichi Prefecture, Unknown Fire Dance from Yamaguchi Prefecture, Yumeshin from Mie Prefecture, Asami from Shimane Prefecture, Ishimoto Miharu from Hiroshima Prefecture, and Akira Nagano from Nagano Prefecture. Each section contains an illustration by the reader and a short comment. For example, Ki from Iwate Prefecture says they love the cool illustrations. The illustrations range from manga-style characters to animals and abstract designs. Some sections mention topics like Macro vs. Lilith. The bottom of the page details the submission guidelines for readers to contribute to the magazine, stating that illustrations and text submissions are welcome on postcards, written in black ink, and thicker paper is preferred. They mention that color illustrations are not currently being accepted. The next page is an advertisement for the official strategy guide for the game Espion Agents. The advertisement highlights the guide as essential for mission completion. It mentions that the guide features 3D maps and flowcharts to fully conquer every mission, and provides complete coverage of recommended agents and event scenarios for each mission. The guide is priced at 1,800 yen plus tax and is 136 pages long. It also includes information on where to purchase the guide, and mentions the SoftBank Publishing website and contact details for inquiries. The evolution. The polluted Hanakuma world explodes. Page highlights manga artist Hanakuma Yusaku, known for his unique style and impactful storytelling, particularly in his work, Tokyo Zombie. His art blends surreal violence, dark humor, and elements from his judo background. An interview reveals his cinematic influences, including old Japanese films and directors, which inform his manga creation process. He approaches manga like filmmaking, even for shorter works, and expresses a strong desire to control the narrative, especially regarding potential continuations if he were unable to complete his work. Tokyo Zombie, a culmination of his zombie manga style, depicts a dystopian world where zombies are exploited, with protagonist Bonfugio navigating themes of human connection amidst the apocalypse. The page also features panels showcasing the manga's distinct art style. This page is focused on manga artist Usaku Hanamayu and his new manga, Tokyo Zombie. The headline proclaims it as a serious major work. The article discusses Tokyo Zombie, published by Sirin Koge Sha, mentioning it's about zombies and fight scenes, with a story that ends in Russia. Hanamayu mentions his previous works and how Tokyo Zombie is different, describing it as having a more profound and emotional element compared to his earlier gag manga. He talks about enjoying the freedom to express himself more seriously in this work. He is asked about a possible sequel, but he says he hasn't thought about it, feeling satisfied with the current ending. The article suggests Tokyo Zombie would make excellent game material, perhaps for a Dreamcast title. At the top of the page, in a section called This Week's News, it briefly mentions cosplayers at the Tokyo Game Show, specifically noting cosplayers dressed as Cast and Fei Yen, characters from a fighting game, and a humorous anecdote about the body shape of the cosplayers. This page is from the Something Yoshimatsu Theater comic strip, episode 43, titled Sega's Arcade Boards Are the Best in the World. The comic strip is set in a game center called Game Center U, and a bar. It humorously depicts conversations about Sega's arcade boards and features games running on the NAOMI arcade system such as House of the Dead 2, Power Stone, Zombie Revenge, Giant Graham, and Dead or Alive 2. The characters discuss visual memory and game data in a light-hearted way, typical of the comic strip style. The strip also mentions, quote, Kyasuko, possibly a recurring character or mascot related to Dreamcast content. The overall tone is comedic and enthusiastic about Sega's arcade games and technology. In this black or column focusing on the Tokyo Game Show, Kurokawa Fumio praises Sega's lively and impressive booth, highlighting several Dreamcast titles. He was particularly enthusiastic about Densha de Go 2, Computer Battle Vehicle Charon Oratorio Tangram, and Samba de Amigo, seeing the latter as a groundbreaking title. Sega's diverse lineup, including puzzle games like Choo Choo Rocket, and unique titles like Room Mania No. 203, also impressed him. While the Sega booth was energetic, Kurokawa felt the overall show was somewhat diminished by the absence of the PlayStation 2 and questioned the reported attendance figures. He encouraged Sega to continue its innovative spirit, especially in the Dreamcast market, referencing games like Space Channel 5 and Crazy Taxi, urging them to lead the market. The column included a brief profile of Kurokawa, a music and video industry professional involved in Sega's Virtua Fighter promotion. Kachoji Hard Rock Save the Space Code .2, releasing October 22nd, is a sci-fi anime aimed at adults. The story centers on Oji Tanaka, a former guitarist now working a salaryman job, who meets Rhaenyra, a space alien who tells him his daughter is in danger. The anime involves both Tanaka's family and spacefaring individuals. The soundtrack features music by Eiichi Takara, and the opening theme by John Sykes. Music by Michael Schenker is also included. The main characters are Oji, his wife Ryoko, a former fan, Rhaenyra, a space warrior, and Rhaenyra's subordinates Kotoko, Eriko, and Rinko. The anime's homepage offers character details, story introductions, and a Flying V guitar giveaway. Additionally, the page promotes figurines by Tsukuda Hobby, including posable figures and figures from other anime series. This page details upcoming and recently released anime titles. Available for rental since October 8th are Ojamajo Doremi Volume 1, a magical girl anime, Digimon Adventure Volume 2, and Kamikaze Kaitu Jin Volume 1. Kaiketsu Joki Tanteidan Whistling Box is also available as a limited edition LDBOX. Scheduled for release on October 22nd is To Heart Chapter 5 and Chisana Kyojin Microman Volume 4. Releasing on October 25th are Power Stone Volume 2, Tenshi ni Narumon Volume 3, Seihou Tenshi Angel Links Volume 2, and Blackjack Cart 8, Midori no Omoi. Programming updates include All-Purpose Cultural Cat Girl Nuku Nuku, premiering on DirecTV on October 6th, and Risky and Safety, airing on Anime Complex 2 from October 5th. This page features movie reviews under the title Cinema Guide. The first review is for Pretty Bride, which seems to be a romantic comedies. It mentions Julia Roberts and Richard Gere, suggesting it is related to Pretty Woman, and talks about the story involving a runaway bride and a journalist. The second review is for Bride Veronica, described as a beautiful love story set in 16th century Venice, focusing on the courtesan Veronica Franco. The final review is under the section Family Cinema, and it seems to be about a family drama film. It mentions a dysfunctional family with various issues and seems to be a comedy drama. It mentions the director is Korean and the film is set in Japan, being the first Korean film to be released in Japan after a ban. This page showcases fantasy-themed books and game guides for the Dreamcast and other platforms. Notable features include a detailed guide for the Dreamcast game Climax Landers, Time Stalkers, covering gameplay, characters, and developer insights. Adventure game books like The Sorcerer of Darkness, set in Arthurian times, are also highlighted. The page also reviews Conan and the Capital of Thieves, and the classic Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Shadows Fight Earthsea Battle Chronicles 1, a children's book with appeal for adults, is also included. The editor's choice recommends This is the Key to the Kingdom, a fantasy novel. A gamebook ranking includes popular titles like Mobile Battleship Nadesico and sports-related guides for PlayStation. This page is an article titled, It's Getting Cool, Game Autumn. Maybe? It talks about the internet environment surrounding Dreamcast, mentioning information gathering, email, and online shopping. The article highlights the Digital Performer 2.6 music software, describing it as the main sequencer software used by professionals, especially in-game music creation. It emphasizes its versatility for both professional and home use. The page also features a profile of a musician from Nagano Prefecture, who composes game music, musical pieces, and Tokyo Disneyland music. He mentions using software like Performer, Vision, Visibase, and Logic, with Performer being his main sequencer. He notes that Roland MC4 was previously used for composition, and NECPC 9801 was used in the past. The article mentions the Best of Grandia being on sale and available for order via phone and internet. It also includes website addresses for Sega Dreamcast, 2.5, likely related to game music, and Michiko's page, hinting at a community aspect around Dreamcast. There is a small section titled This Week's Secret Snap, featuring grapes, referencing the autumn season and suggesting making wine from leftover grapes. This page is focused on a feature article titled Nintendo's Invincible System. It talks about the current state of the gaming world in 1999, noting the large gathering of 170,000 people at Space World 99, and mentions the popularity of the Game Boy Color and Nintendo 64. The article suggests that even with the upcoming PlayStation 2, Nintendo's position in the industry is very strong. The page also lists topics covered within this issue of the magazine, including PlayStation 2 World, Arcade in My Life, which likely discusses arcade game culture, Front Mission Series, Fire Emblem Game Opera, Macross VFX2, which is likely a preview of the Dreamcast game, Macross VFX2, Adult Game Frontline covering adult-themed games, GM Recommend New Title Top 20 Listing Recommended Games, and other favorable series. An image of the PlayStation 2 console is shown, highlighting the competition in the market. This page is a survey from Dreamcast Magazine, asking readers about their demographics, reading habits, Dreamcast ownership, and preferences. It includes instructions on how to fill out the survey postcard. There are lists of articles from the current issue, hardware options, and a wish list of Dreamcast games for readers to select from. The hardware list includes various consoles like Dreamcast, Saturn, PlayStation, Nintendo 64, and accessories. The software list contains numerous Dreamcast game titles, such as Advanced Daibuken, Tyson DC, Animastar, and many others. This page is a hot information section for Dreamcast news. It features a blonde female character holding a gun, possibly from the game Headhunter. The page lists upcoming game articles, including D2, Vermilion Desert, ReVe, Sosei, Sentu Turb, Fanfan, I Love Me, Dunce Double Tendre, Langrisser Millennium, and Nepachi. 10 consecutive chains for Las Vegas trip. Other games covered in this issue include Black Matrix Advanced, J-League Pro Soccer Club Otsukuru, Pro Yaku Team Otsukuru, ESPIONAGENTS, Time Stalkers known as Climax Landers in Japan, Poppin' Music 2, Idol Yusei Teiyu, Otsukuchou, Marionette Company, and Cool Borders Burn. The bottom image shows a screenshot from a soccer game, likely Sega Worldwide Soccer. The page promotes a Dreamcast Soft Complete Guide for thorough game strategies. This page focuses on the upcoming Dreamcast game D2, highlighting its presence at the Tokyo Game Show, TGS. The game is described as an action RPG and is 70% complete. It is set for release on December 23rd and will cost 6,800 yen. The game will be on GDROM and use 4 discs. The developer comments that development is nearing completion, packaging is cool, and they are looking forward to players seeing it soon. The page also mentions that the screenshots shown are from a promotional video distributed at TGS, emphasizing that it's new footage. The music used in the video is from the album Sketches 2, set to release on October 20th, and is described as speedy and techno-like. Screenshots include in-game scenes, one showing a character in a snowy mountain environment and another inside a building with shelves of containers. The text also mentions the game's wireframe, unbelievable nature, and the incongruity of monsters in a snowy research facility setting. This page promotes the upcoming Dreamcast game D2. It highlights the truth behind a promotional video, showcasing a new character who appears to be a researcher holding a gun, suggesting a developing storyline. The page also announces a special giveaway for 30 lucky readers, offering a set containing a TGS distribution video and a pamphlet related to D2. The article teases mysterious wireframe images with semi-transparent textures featured in the game's visuals. A notable scene of 3 characters riding a snowmobile is emphasized, including Jenny and Deidre, which has been a point of interest since previous reveals. Finally, nighttime gameplay is showcased, demonstrating illuminated lights in the dark environment, accompanied by a scene of an explosion and characters running away. This page highlights the upcoming Dreamcast strategy simulation RPG, titled Vermilion Desert from Riverhill Soft. This game was highly anticipated, scoring an 80% completion rating at this stage, and was slated for release in late December for 5,800 yen. Vermilion Desert focuses on strategic team command, emphasizing careful observation of the battlefield and ensuring victory by understanding terrain advantages and paying close attention to your team's condition during combat, using items to maintain their health. The screenshots showcase the game's tactical interface, map navigation, and in-battle scenarios, giving a glimpse into the deep strategic gameplay promised in this Japan-exclusive title. This page highlights team building and soldier customization in a strategy RPG, where creating the strongest team is key to winning battles. The game emphasizes carefully planning your team by considering soldier abilities and equipment before each mission. You can customize teams of up to 5 soldiers from a pool of available personnel, and team formations are also important. The page details 5 different soldier job classes. Shooter for mid-range combat with many weapons, though slow. Sniper for long-range attacks effective against large enemies. Schemer who can disarm traps and find items. Commander, which is an all-rounder. And Assassin for close-quarters stealth combat but weak against large enemies. Between missions, you can train soldiers, purchase new equipment, and develop new weapons to strengthen your forces. The game features a dramatic story with large enemy units called password protectors that players will face. This page is a preview for the Dreamcast adventure game, Revive Sosei. The game revolves around the thoughts of a closed research facility, focusing on a group trying to escape. The story is told through side stories following each character's actions. The preview highlights 3 scenarios. 1. Immediately after infiltration, an accident occurs. The protagonists, Yuzuki and the player character, manage to infiltrate the research facility, but find the inner doors locked. Suddenly, flames erupt near them. The text suggests Yuzuki is worried about the situation. 2. Pretending to tour the building. Yuzuki proposes pretending to be visitors for a building tour to gather information and explore the facility. They seem to encounter someone who is initially hesitant but eventually agrees to the tour. However, the text hints that this might not be entirely sincere. 3. Searching for clues with Yuzuki. Shutters close, trapping them inside. Yuzuki and the player character search the building for clues. The text indicates that things are not going smoothly as they hoped. The page also mentions the game's release date is scheduled for October 28th, and the price is 6,800 yen. It will be a trap adventure game, and includes a mini-drama CD and memorial telephone card application ticket as bonuses. The developers comment that they completed development without any issues, and are awaiting the release date. They mention the game's difficulty might be a bit high, encouraging players to help the trapped girls in the world of Revive. This page is a game preview focusing on the story and characters of an adventure game set in a research facility. The game, possibly titled Intersecting, centers on Misumi, who is on her last day of work at a large corporation's research facility that is being closed down. However, a sudden disaster occurs, trapping people inside and turning Misumi's farewell into a fight for survival and escape. The preview details the unfolding events through in-game screenshots with timestamps. At 1920, a character is determined to find Kiyowaki. By 2029, Misumi appears concerned. At 2100, Misumi discusses using a keycard to access the security room. The situation escalates dramatically at 2200, with the discovery of a body, a death discovery. After Yuzuki hears a crash and finds a gruesome scene in a room, the story unfolds through different perspectives. Misumi, who aims to help everyone escape the lab. Yuzuki, a newcomer shadowing Misumi who gets caught up in the chaos. And Rinko, a researcher investigating the reasons behind the facility's closure and the unusual events. The preview highlights key plot points, like a sudden security anomaly causing shutters to close and trap people, unexpected reunions, and growing horror as the situation worsens, culminating in the discovery of a terrifying corpse. The game seems to blend elements of suspense, horror, and adventure as players navigate the dangerous and mysterious research facility. The next page is a side story feature focusing on the game Revive Sosei. Revive Resurrection. The feature explores the game's setting within a research institute and introduces several key characters. Firstly, we see Asas, the main character, who finds solace in the encouragement of others within the research facility. Then there is, who is initially reserved, but becomes more open after getting to know. Character Jafisi is introduced as a cheerful and lively employee of the institute. He is portrayed as an older figure, the grandfather, who is searching for a lost girl, while remains an elusive presence that the main character is yet to encounter. The page also includes a Revive pre-release interview, where developers discuss what they aim to achieve with the game. The interview features the producer, the director, and a responsible for the scenario. They mention that Revive has been in development for over 15 months since its announcement at the Shinjuku Code presentation, and is now finally complete. They describe the game as maintaining a dark mystery atmosphere while distinguishing itself from typical GAL games. They also highlight the depth of the scenario and the powerful dialogue delivered by the characters in Revive. This page delves into the game Revive, focusing on the evolving relationship between two characters, Ayana and Yuzuki. The feature is structured in scenes that highlight different stages of their connection. Scene 1 establishes their initial good senpai-kohai relationship. Scene 2 explores the beginning of their bond, triggered by Yuzuki seeking advice from Ayana when troubled. Scene 3 depicts a shift, showing their hearts becoming misaligned. Scene 4 reveals Ayana's vulnerabilities and Yuzuki's reaction to them. A section titled Slightly Dangerous Comfort Method describes a scene where the protagonist overhears a conversation in the girls' restroom and finds Ayana comforting a troubled Yuzuki, using gentle words and physical closeness. The article questions if their relationship will break down and asks, what is Revive in the end? Developers Yamamoto and Inaba discuss the Revive project, noting that the main game development is complete, but other aspects like CD drama and soundtracks are still in progress, indicating the project is not fully finished. They emphasize that the game's design was meticulously planned from the beginning, from overall structure to minute details like difficulty balancing. This page previews the Dreamcast game Revive, focusing on player choices and their impact on the story. The article highlights two female characters, Yuzuki and Rinko, and showcases gameplay scenarios where player decisions alter the narrative. In one section titled, Yuzuki, the seamstress's skills are seen here. The player finds a torn stuffed animal and must decide whether to ask Yuzuki to repair it. This shows Yuzuki's kind and caring nature, as she is depicted as a skilled seamstress willing to help. The game presents options to either ask Yuzuki directly or find materials yourself, illustrating player agency. Another section, Rinko, the power of two people to decipher passwords, features a scenario where the player needs to solve a password puzzle with Rinko's help. It emphasizes the collaborative gameplay aspect, allowing players to choose whether to solve the puzzle alone or rely on Rinko. Hints from Rinko are available, and it's implied that she will provide clues if the player struggles. Developer comments reveal the game's intention to make player choices meaningful and engaging, ensuring that decisions made throughout the story have real consequences and enhance the overall experience. The developers emphasize the importance of visual presentation and scenario design to create a compelling and enjoyable game. This page highlights the Dreamcast game Revive Resurrection, which was shown at Tokyo Game Show '99. The game is set in a research facility and features strong security measures and traps to overcome. Players will encounter password-protected areas and quiz-like puzzles set by the staff. Hints are hidden in unexpected places. The game was presented at the Tokyo Game Show with stage events that included voice actors, producers, and performances from the Deco Girls group SPL singer Chihiro Yonakura, who sings the game's theme song Feel Me, made a special guest appearance, performing and doing CD signings. The game also involves collecting red and white capsules, which seems to be a gameplay element. The developers want players to engage with the game's puzzles and world, emphasizing its challenging and less forgiving nature compared to recent easier games. This page showcases Sengoku TURB, an action RPG where the main character Alice B takes center stage, showcasing her dance moves, even on the battlefield. This game, from NEC Home Electronics, is described as Dance Mania and features Alice B dancing on the front lines. The article highlights gameplay elements like baton touch and dancing attacks, emphasizing that even combat in Sengoku TURB is dance-based. It mentions that in Episode 0, Alice B can be controlled as the main character and utilize baton touch actions at the frontline base. It also describes special weapons for the Sheep Army. This title was slated for release on December 23rd at 4,800 yen and would be on fan disc, supporting communication play. It's geared towards those who enjoy sheep. This page showcases two Dreamcast titles. The first game is Bakutotsu TURB, an action shooting game where you play as Jino-chan, who is on a mission to rescue Nekopeto from an alien army. You'll control Jino-chan and use light ray weapons to defeat the alien forces. Different weapon types are mentioned, including laser and missile attacks. Rescuing Nekopeto is important, as it seems to grant special abilities. The second game is Sengoku Cameraman. This is described as a camera action game, where you become a camera on a Sengoku period battlefield. Your role is to photograph the battles between Nekopeto troops, sheep troops, and alien forces. It's mentioned you can freely adjust the camera angle to get the best shots of the action, from standard battle views to overhead perspectives. You can then upload and share your battlefield photographs online. This page is focused on the game Beyond The Race, an action-packed racing game featuring Dekisokunai characters, which are described as mouse, rabbit, and cat soldiers. The game is described as chaotic and promotes going for first place with all your might. It mentions that 2 players can play, and up to 4 players are possible. There's a section detailing 3 courses. Course 1 is the Lion Planet course, with a max speed of 54 km per hour, described as a leisurely course set on the familiar Lion Planet from Sengoku Turb. Course 2 is the Desert Wasteland course, with a max speed of 91 km per hour, promising an exhilarating off-road race with a variety of obstacles. Course 3 is the SF high-speed course, shrouded in mystery, with a maximum speed of 800 km per hour or more, hinting at a futuristic, high-speed experience. The bottom of the page advertises the Sengoku Tierb Culture Festival Online, which began on October 1st. It mentions it's an online event where you can develop your own cat soldier and engage in information sharing, soldier exchange, chat, and event participation. The website address is provided for the Sengoku Tierb Culture Festival homepage. It notes that Internet Explorer 4.0 or Netscape Navigator 4.0 or Dream Passport 2 on Dreamcast are required to participate. This page announces the launch of a new fan page dedicated to Sengoku Tierb. Following the positive reception of a previous section called Jino Tai, which is now closing, Sengoku Tierb is highlighted as an action RPG from NEC Home Electronics, slated for release on January 14, 1999, priced at 5,800 yen. It's described as a Puru Puru Pack and VGA-compatible game. The page introduces a new initiative called New Jino Tai, aiming to foster communication between developers and users, reminiscent of the previous Sengoku Turb FID project. There's a call for new fans to pay attention to the characters in Sengoku Tierb, encouraging submissions of character-related content, and promising inside information from Mr. Hitsuji and Mr. Nanore. An illustration corner is featured, requesting fan art of Tierb characters, emphasizing that any style is welcome. The page also welcomes non-genre submissions, encouraging readers to send in any ideas or topics for discussion. A section titled People Who Have Gathered So Far lists names of previous contributors to Jino Tai. And finally, it encourages continued participation from everyone in the From Now On To Together Everyone Shekun Is section. Langrisser Millennium for Dreamcast is a strategy RPG featuring a real-time strategy phase where game time progresses in weeks and months. Players manage resources, receive income, and pay soldiers. Commands include troop organization, unit customization, departure, unit movement, battle, combat based on commander skills and unit composition, personnel affairs, commander management, search, base exploration, shop, item purchase, and information, viewing base and commander data. The game is 85% complete and scheduled for release on November 3rd at 5,800 yen. A single Save Me Pigeon by Pigeon will be released on October 22nd. The strategy RPG on Dreamcast features a battle phase where players engage in tactical combat. Battles involve up to 8 characters and occur upon encountering enemies or attacking bases, expanding player territory upon victory. Battle flow includes battle preparation, start, and end phases. Before battle, players configure formations based on their commander's skills. During combat, players control their commander, and units follow formation orders. Combat includes melee, ranged attacks, and special skills. A checkpoint details class upgrades, such as Divine Sword User from Divine Sword Soldier at level 10, signifying a rank up and pay raise. Pre-battle preparation includes formation selection based on commander and battlefield. The Persuasion command allows for recruiting enemy commanders. Screenshots showcase in-game battles, character stats, formation menus, and post-battle recruitment offers, like that of Chunin. The game appears to be Record of Lodos War, For Whom the Goddess Smiles, a Japan-exclusive title. This page is a guide to mastering the play mode of the pachinko game, NEPPACHI, themed around a Vegas trip. It highlights the game's core appeal of simulating real pachinko at home, emphasizing the depth of nail customization and strategy. The guide explains how to understand nail arrangements using the CR Monster House machine as an example, suggesting players use the game's selection mode, which offers 10 different machine types with varying nail configurations to practice. It also teaches how to observe game flow and make fine-tune adjustments to nail settings using the A button during gameplay. NEPPACHI is presented as a network-compatible pachinko simulator, set to release on November 25th for 5,800 yen, aiming to provide a realistic and in-depth pachinko experience even for beginners, focusing on the intricacies of nail settings to improve winning potential. This page is a pachinko instruction guide focusing on the Dreamcast game CR Monster House. It covers basic game specifications, like the 1/367th probability of winning and payout details. The guide explains reach action sequences, highlighting different types like normal reach, flash reach, and stone throw reach, with the oblique right-hand grasp action being particularly noteworthy. It also details the chain function of CR Monster House, where there's a 1/2 probability of consecutive wins and a 100-spin time-shortened mode after a win. The section is dedicated to explaining the borderline, which is the necessary rotation rate to break even, depending on the exchange rate, at the pachinko parlor. The page mentions a glossary for pachinko beginners and in-game data analysis features, including route analysis, to track ball paths during gameplay. Finally, it advertises an editorial department pachinko tournament held at the Tokyo Game Show 99 Autumn, with CDs as prizes for participants. This page delves into strategy for the Dreamcast tactical RPG Black Matrix AD. It focuses on the game's summoning magic system, detailing the unique spells available to different characters through special swords. Characters like Abel, Leblops, Piripo, Gaius, Marco, Yafane, and Lupilpi each have distinct summon magic with varying attack power, range, and status effects. The page explains the consumption of BP, battle points, for these powerful spells and their strategic uses. Furthermore, it reveals how to make the character Zero the main protagonist by manipulating the analog stick or D-pad at the character selection screen before pressing start. This is presented as a special gameplay mechanic for players to explore. Magdala, a character who joins mid-game, is also highlighted with her own unique Magdala's Armor summon magic. This page is a strategy guide focusing on rare item acquisition and character enhancement in a game, likely a strategy RPG. It details methods to obtain rare weapons through free battles and weapon exchanges. The guide also explains how to maximize experience and money gains in combat. A key feature highlighted is the use of accessories like Horn to grant magic abilities to characters who initially can't use magic. The page includes character lists, like for Arc and Ciel, detailing learnable magic spells at different levels for characters such as Abel, Gaius, Marco, and others like Piripo, Rebrobs, Rupi, and Domina. Game screenshots illustrate gameplay and character equipment screens, providing visual context for the strategies discussed. This is a strategy guide for Chapter 7 of a Japanese strategy RPG. The guide details shop items, categorized by availability, including weapons and consumables. It then breaks down 4 battles. Chapter 71, Reassault Unit, requires defeating all enemies, yielding express and money, but no item drops. Chapter 72, Desperate Young Soldier Marco Participation, also requires eliminating all enemies, with potential drops of elixir and potions. Chapter 73, Shape of Something Called Friendship, features a map with 3 routes, a higher express and money reward, and item drops of Qatar and potion. Finally, Free Battles in Beijirudo Town involves defeating an enemy leader, with the leader hidden in the town and unknown item drops. Duna and Talsis are recruitable characters in Chapter 7, based on specific conditions. The next page is a strategy guide for Langrisser Millennium, a Japanese-only Dreamcast strategy RPG. This page focuses on Chapter 8, highlighting scenario branches depending on player choices, leading to different paths and battles in either Sodom or Gomorrah. It details the shops in both Sodom and Gomorrah, listing various weapons, items, and their prices. The guide then breaks down 2 story battles titled For Whose Sake We Fight, Parts 1 and 2, outlining victory conditions, experience and money rewards, and enemy character types for each. Additionally, it covers 2 free battles available in Sodom and Gomorrah towns, again specifying victory conditions, rewards, enemy characters, and question marks for obtainable items from enemies, indicating unknown drops. The page provides tactical information to help players navigate these battles and make informed decisions in Chapter 8 of Langrisser Millennium. This page is a strategy guide for the Dreamcast game Elemental Gimmick Gear. It covers various stages in the Noah's Ark setting of the game. The page details 5 scenarios, numbered 91 to 95. Each scenario lists the enemy characters you'll face, the victory conditions, defeat all enemies, experience and money rewards, and any items you can obtain from enemies. Scenario 91 suggests using physical attacks, Scenario 92 recommends magic attacks, Scenario 93 is described as a small but intense battle, Scenario 94 advises a 6-4 team split in using magic against demons, and Scenario 95 highlights the importance of archer support fire. Enemy types across these scenarios include G-demons, evil priests, soldiers, strong soldiers, young men, citizens, children, demons, and angels of varying levels. Item drops mentioned are potions. The page also features a Noah's Ark shop listing items with prices and descriptions, such as rune swords, rune maces, and various recovery items and accessories that provide stat boosts or status ailment protection. This guide details Chapter 10 of a tactical RPG, possibly Diabolos, outlining strategies for 4 main battles and providing information on a shop and a free battle scenario. Section 101, Crack, focuses on defeating enemies with multiple teams, with items like Rainbow Cure obtainable. Section 102, A World Without Hope, emphasizes magic use and a scattered attack to defeat guardsmen, paladins, and evil priests, with items like blood bottles. Section 103, Invisible Light, involves breaking through the center, using magic negating units, and targeting grouped evil priests. Section 104, Diabolos Fierce Battle, prioritizes sealing enemy magic to defeat Faust and various other magic-using enemies, with Faust's helmet as a reward. The Diabolos shop offers weapons, armor, and recovery items. The free battle at Diabolos features a battle against demons, where victory is achieved by defeating the leader demon. Strengthening equipment and leveling up units is recommended. This page is a preview for the Dreamcast game J-League Pro Soccer Club Otsukuru, also known as Sega Worldwide Soccer Manager internationally. The page highlights strategies and tactics for the game with interviews from the development staff. It discusses aiming for promotion to J1 League after starting in J2, and competing in the New Year Cup after promotion. Screenshots show in-game scenes like team rankings, gameplay, and the New Year Cup competition. The developers interviewed are Uhashi Osamu, described as Saskatsuku's god, handling overall direction and game design, Sasaki Koichi, the designer responsible for the UI and presentation, Umihiro Koji, the programmer responsible for the game system, and Tanaka Takeshi, the planner handling the total direction. The interview focuses on tips for players, particularly those familiar with the Saturn version, discussing how to adapt to the Dreamcast version, and offering advice for newcomers on player development and coaching. This preview for a J-League soccer game on Dreamcast highlights extensive player customization. Players can create their alter egos with detailed options: face shape, features, name, nickname, height, 150 to 199 centimeters, and dominant foot. Players select a birthplace, prefecture in Japan, and define their position, GK, DF, MF, FW, strengths, 12 types, personality traits, 14 types, and special skills. An omakase option allows for random player generation. The game emphasizes team building and strategic play. A meeting room feature and coach comments aid in player development. Players familiar with the Saturn version may find early stages easier. Managing player dissatisfaction, particularly in later years, is crucial, emphasizing communication. Overall, strategic player placement and team morale are key to success. This page focuses on club strengthening and management in a soccer simulation game, likely for Dreamcast. It highlights strategies for the second year in the game, assuming the team has been promoted to J1 League. Key aspects covered are finance management, player contracts, and team development. The page emphasizes the importance of securing sponsorships at the start of the year, as sponsor income can significantly increase with team performance and TV broadcast exposure. It suggests that player contract renewals should be approached cautiously, and negotiation tactics should be used to manage player expectations and salaries. It also mentions the possibility of delegating contract negotiations to a secretary if desired. Furthermore, the article discusses player development through position changes and training. It is suggested that coaches can recommend position changes based on player performance. The importance of training is also highlighted, although the optimal training frequency is suggested to be a matter of player preference, with some players benefiting from more frequent training sessions. The article appears to provide tips and insights into managing a soccer team within the game, with screenshots illustrating various in-game interfaces related to sponsorships, contracts, and player development. The advice seems geared towards players aiming to build a strong and sustainable team for long-term success in the game. This article previews a Dreamcast football, soccer, management simulation. Players must manage finances, including expenditures on supporters and player acquisitions. Securing new talent in January is crucial, requiring careful evaluation of player stats. A new feature allows editing supporter songs, unlocking with over 10,000 fans, and offering a variety of sample songs inspired by Sega titles. Developers Tanaka and Sasaki discuss player fatigue, emphasizing rest and training balance to avoid injuries. They encourage long-term play, strategic rebuilding, even dropping to J2, and attentive match viewing to improve club management. The goal is to create a unique club, enjoy the strategic gameplay, and succeed over many seasons. The next page is about the Dreamcast game, Professional Baseball Team o Tsukuru. It is a guide to selecting coaches and leaders for your baseball team. The page explains how to understand the coach lists, detailing their thinking types and various abilities. There are two tables provided, one for pitcher system leaders and another for fielder system leaders. These tables list coach data, including name, age, salary, type, and skill ratings, serving as a resource to help players choose the best coaches to build a successful team in the game. This page is a ranking of top baseball pitchers, showcasing an extensive list of players with their in-game statistics. The table details various attributes like age, annual salary, contract period, player type, stamina, ball speed, control, clutch ability, and ratings for different pitch types including slider, curve, sinker, screwball, forkball, split-finger fastball, palm ball, and knuckleball. The final column shows an overall score for each pitcher, creating a comprehensive data chart for baseball fans and Dreamcast gamers interested in pitcher performance within baseball games on the system. This page lists baseball player data, highlighting infielders who excel in running, offense, and defense, selecting 65 leaders capable of advanced techniques. The table presents players with columns detailing their age, years pro, stamina, right/left hitting, long hitting, running ability, shoulder strength, bunting, base stealing, fielding, defensive ability, and overall score. An article from the Let's Make a Pro Baseball Team developers offers gameplay tips. The first section highlights the importance of left-handed pitchers, especially for relief and closing roles. The second section focuses on developing late-blooming players through farm teams, coach-player compatibility, and training facility optimization, suggesting players observe windups to assess growth potential. Interviews with programmers Kaneko Hiroki and Yamashita Yasuhiko recommend Noguchi from the Chunichi Dragons as a top player. Kaneko advises acquiring a closer and prioritizing ball control and stamina for pitchers. Yamashita emphasizes observing training grounds and player development in conjunction with training. Both programmers are fans of Japanese professional baseball teams and share their insights on enjoying the game. This page is a strategy guide for the Dreamcast game Espion Agents, focusing on Mission Berlin Engineering University No. 1. The guide advises players on agent selection, highlighting the importance of hacking skills, and suggests choosing agents like Lin and Luria, who excel in hacking and computer theory. The page breaks down the mission flow into 3 flow checkpoints: hacking procedures to save time, and confirming bid prices in the office. It details that hacking is crucial, as most doors are voice-activated, and needing 3 hackers will ensure forced entry is not necessary. The guide also explains that bid price data, the mission target, is located in the office safe on the first floor, and retrieving it is essential. A clearance procedure teaching chart outlines the mission steps, starting from the mission start and progressing through various locations on different floors. These steps include obtaining today's password in the first floor South Communication Hall, creating a voice password in the first floor West Research Hall, acquiring bid price information in the first floor north office, getting laser base in the first floor west third research room, disarming the power supply in the second floor east Spacon room, obtaining the Omega manual, and creating a voice password in the second floor north office warehouse, and finally moving agents to the third floor special experiment room to wait. In a side section, NEC Home Electronics is holding a color illustration contest for SBO, with a prize of a non-commercial demo disc. This Deep Fear strategy guide provides a walkthrough for navigating the game's challenges. It breaks down specific objectives into flowchart steps. Key sections include Discharge Device Breakthrough, offering solutions via Supercomputer 1 or Rapid Cooling Storage with HP penalty. Junction Passage Switching, details using the Omega manual to manipulate terminals and switch between passages. Omega Terminal Final Security Breakthrough covers operating a YAG laser based on a whiteboard message and using the Consider command. Finally, a side mission involves retrieving research data from Supercomputer 3 for Professor Zitter. The guide includes screenshots and instructions for in-game actions like hacking and using commands to progress. This page is a strategy guide for the Dreamcast game Espion Agents, focusing on Mission Berlin Science University No. 2. It details agent selection and mission flow, emphasizing the need for hacking and using agents capable of operating laser irradiation devices. The guide provides a walkthrough with clear steps, starting with information gathering in the university, communicating with mail branch, breaking electronic locks, and moving other agents into position. Screenshots illustrate gameplay and character interactions, and it highlights the importance of character-specific events featuring characters like Luria and Archangel. The guide suggests bringing Sanders or Fuller for later events, emphasizing a strategic approach to agent deployment and mission objectives. This page is a walkthrough strategy guide focusing on navigating a mail branch trap in a Dreamcast game. The guide details Flow Check 6, which involves bypassing a laser trap set by the character Mail Branch. To get past this, you need to acquire 3D coordinate data from the supercomputer in the second layer east Spacon Room 1. Then, use Laser Irradiation Device 2 in the laser laboratory on the third layer to irradiate a laser and input it to the main console, obtaining the supercomputer 3D coordinate data. Flowcheck 7 reveals that after successfully accessing the main console and performing a data copy, the mission is cleared. However, an event occurs where the character Sophie Plum appears. The objective in this step is to copy the target data at the main console, achieving mission clear. The page also introduces two rival agents. Mail Branch, an industrial agent described as a lone wolf who values survival with estimated personal data like age in his late 30s and height 180 centimeters, and Sophie Plum, a French spy who is 26 years old, 157 centimeters tall, and 45 kilograms, known for using her beauty as a weapon and being ruthless in her pursuit of money and power. The next page introduces the secret final character Marion in Climax Landers, known as Time Stalkers internationally. The article explains how to recruit Marion as a companion. To do so, players need to obtain the Marion doll item after clearing the game's scenario at least once and visiting the doll museum. Marion is highlighted as an exceptional character with high combat and magic prowess, especially her versatile starting magic all round. She also has a large inventory, allowing her to carry up to 30 items in dungeons. Interestingly, Marion's growth rate is twice as fast as other characters, making her a powerful addition to any team. The page also features a table detailing the experience points required for Marion to gain different titles and learn new skills and magic as she levels up. This page is about a game feature called Yogurt Rings Mystery in a Dreamcast game, which seems to be related to Shining Force. The article discusses how to obtain a yogurt ring in the game and why Yogurt, a character from the game, doesn't level up. It mentions that Yogurt can transform when equipped with the yogurt ring, becoming a yogurt ring transformation. It explains that Yogurt's base stats are fixed, and he doesn't level up in the traditional sense. The yogurt ring is described as an item that can be found in dungeons, especially in the King's Tomb dungeon, which has a high probability of dropping it. Other dungeons with a low probability include Great Shrine, Downtown, and Last Dungeon. The article also advises players to fight battles without the ring equipped initially to quickly level up other characters, and then equip the ring afterwards. It warns about curses that might attach to equipment, making them unremovable. Finally, it highlights a VM game called Nanwaka Densetsu as a special gift for clearing the main game scenario. This VM game is described as a full-fledged field-type RPG that can be downloaded at the Monster House after viewing the ending of the main game. It emphasizes that this is a service for players who enjoy 2D RPGs and was common for VM games of that era, free to download after clearing the main game. This page is all about Popsin Music 2 on the Dreamcast, revealing how to unlock hidden songs, Hyper Marathon, and Survival Mode. Page details unlock conditions for 3 songs. Live is unlocked by clearing the half marathon in Marathon Mode, featuring the characters Poppers. J Garage Pop unlocks when you select Rave Girl as your character. Choose any stage for Stage 1 and Rave for Stage 2. Then clear both stages with an 85% clear rate or higher. This unlocks the character Kelly. Ovlov. Avant-Garde is unlocked by clearing the full marathon in Marathon Mode and features Edward. Additionally, cheat codes are provided to unlock the songs Lounge and JR&B directly, using button inputs during arcade mode selection with either the PopSong controller or standard Dreamcast controller. This page is about Hyper Mode, Marathon Survival Mode, and hidden song unlocks in Poppin' Music 2 on Dreamcast. Hyper Mode is a new, more challenging version of the game unlocked by playing all songs except Live, Akiba, and Avant-Garde. It makes even simple songs harder. The compatible songs for Hyper Mode are listed as Sexy Girls, Urban Pop, Classic 2, OJ Garage Pop, Cute, Techno 80, Africa, Lounge, and JR&B. The page also details Marathon and Survival modes. Marathon Mode is about playing through all the songs consecutively, requiring stamina. Survival Mode is a themed mode where you play 5 songs and must avoid getting bad ratings. For an extra challenge, Survival Mode has double speed, green, and quadruple speed, red, options, selectable during course selection using the start button and directional pad. Poppin' Music 2 is presented as beginner-friendly due to its hidden elements and song unlock conditions. It also mentions a 5-button mode option. Hidden songs can be unlocked by playing arcade mode for a certain amount of time, even if you haven't met the regular unlock conditions. The unlock times are detailed for songs like Cute, New York, Sexy Girls, J Garage Pop, Lounge, JR&B, Akiba, Live, and Avant-Garde, ranging from 2 hours to 7 hours of playtime. This page is a strategy guide for the Dreamcast game Idol Janshi wo Tsukuchao, which translates to Let's make an idle mahjong player. It focuses on the scenario mode and the boss character, who is revealed to be a fake version of Suchipai, named Suchipai MK2. This powerful opponent uses cheating techniques called Ikasama Waza, with 3 types of techniques available that are very strong and have unlimited uses. The guide also provides information on the panel puzzle pattern in Stage 4 and introduces glasses as hidden parts that can be obtained by collecting all parts from the opponent girls. There are 6 types of glasses to collect, each held by a different character. Normal glasses for Mai, sunglasses for Milky Pie, Zama's glasses for Sarah, sports glasses for Yuki, round glasses for Chiroru, and pin-bottom glasses for Miyuri. This page highlights the Maker King mode for a game, likely part of the Suchi Pai series on Dreamcast, which might be Suchi Pai Adventure Doki Doki Nightmare. This mode focuses on customizing characters, with the boss character being Saotome Nanami. Nanami is described as cool, rational, and logical, believing Mahjong to be a game of skill and not using any cheats or tricks in the final battle. Her profile mentions her past involvement in developing robots, and her current role is representative of a high-tech corporation, portraying her as a villainous scientist. The page also introduces Chiroru from the scenario mode, revealing she is Nanami's twin sister and shares the same Saotome family name. Their story involves a shared past and a current conflict. The Maker King mode is detailed as a character dressing up mode. Players select a character, choose parts for customization, and then engage in a battle. Winning battles in this mode unlocks additional parts such as the military uniform, bunny suit, and rabbit ear pony, specifically mentioned as being obtainable for the character Claire. This mode allows players to enjoy customizing characters like Claire and then use them in mahjong matches. This page is an article providing a detailed technical guide for the Dreamcast game Marionette Company, a communication adventure game. It explains the various parts that can be customized on your marionette to enhance its abilities. The article is broken down into sections focusing on different body parts like material, hair color, and skin, brain unit, memory CPU knowledge, head parts, image and sound input/output, chest parts, body frame, generator fuel tank, arm parts, manipulator boom, and leg parts, manipulator boom, actuator. Each section describes the function of the parts and how they influence the marionette's performance in various tasks and jobs. The article highlights the importance of balancing weight and performance when choosing parts. It also shows in-game screenshots of menus and character stats related to customization. The game is mentioned to be developed by Microcabin and was released on October 7th for 6,800 yen, supporting visual memory. In a robot building game, likely custom trade, Kizuna value and engineering level are key. Kizuna, reflecting character mental growth, is boosted by high-rank robot parts and holiday outings, especially with a girlfriend. Successful part creation, particularly with Isuru no Dekiru successes, improves engineering level. Fuel management is crucial during outings, and part wear and tear necessitates timely replacements to avoid communication problems. 9 recommended parts, like hair color and fuel tank S, offer faster assembly times. The Kusha Electric Town MAP details shops for various robot parts, including body frames, head parts, and brain units. This page is an advertisement for 2 strategy guidebooks for Dreamcast games. The first book is a starting guide for Let's Make a Pro Soccer Club, promising to be the ultimate resource for players. It claims to provide information from the game's start to achieving results, essential for any club owner. It will cover system explanations, player development and management advice, J-League data, player scouting, and detailed strategies for building a top-tier club. This guide is scheduled for release in late October, priced at 1,300 yen plus tax. The second book is a 120% utilization manual for Guru Guru Onsen, focusing on online play. It aims to teach players how to enjoy the game in the net world, emphasizing its Dreamcast network battle features. It covers everything from connection methods to chat tips, acting as a comprehensive guide to the online aspects of Guru Guru Onsen, and serving as a good introduction to online gaming. This manual is also scheduled for release in October and priced at 1,100 yen plus tax. The page features dice icons related to Let's Make a Pro Soccer Club and artwork from Guru Guru Onsen. This page details hidden content in Cool Borders Burn for Dreamcast. It highlights the Dantotsu Buchigiri board, the winner of a Dreamcast Magazine contest, and thanks voters. It also provides instructions to unlock 3 highest performance hidden boards: Freestyle, first place in trick mode on all courses; All Round, first in total mode; and Alpine, first in time attack. Additionally, a hidden character, the Space Alien Boarder, on a UFO board, is revealed with instructions for unlocking, clearing course 6. The alien has 2 costumes. Finally, the page lists names under headings suggesting contest prizes or featured individuals. This page is a strategy guide for the final course, Secret Force, in the Dreamcast game Cool Borders Burn. The guide provides tips for navigating this challenging course. It highlights the initial trick area, where players need to execute tricks to maintain speed and navigate a narrow path. For a long straight tunnel section, the guide recommends using manuals, explaining how to perform them using the B button or up plus B button to gain extra time and points. It also warns players about oncoming vehicles in this section and advises sticking to the left side for safety. The page includes a course map with numbered sections and screenshots illustrating key areas and gameplay moments, including a ramp and rail feature. The guide emphasizes that this final course features intense action and mysterious facilities to slide through. This guide offers gameplay tips for Cool Borders Burn on Dreamcast. Key advice includes adjusting jumps on curved sections to enter trick areas smoothly. Certain sections feature branching paths, container warehouse and continuous branching passageway, requiring quick reactions and map usage. Players should keep tricks simple in narrow areas and be mindful of iron poles appearing after landings. Focus on long tricks for the final trick area to maximize scores. Avoid rotational tricks due to course design, sticking to straight jumps, and limited combos. The guide also promotes the Drama Cup score competition, with a limited edition snowboard as a prize. This page is about Golden Pro Wrestling, and it's highlighting the 1WGP League tournament. The page advertises the tournament and mentions the game features online play, and is from the Toucan Retsuden 4 series. It showcases a match between wrestlers Koshien and Renga, Xmas, with in-game screenshots. The text describes the match flow, including Koshien's grappling style and Renga's counterattacks like a low dropkick, and finishing moves such as the Brainbuster and Dragon Screw. It appears to be a preview emphasizing the exciting wrestling gameplay. The game itself is part of the Giant Graham series, specifically Giant Graham 2000, All Japan Pro Wrestling 3, which was released only in Japan. This page is a preview of the Dreamcast game Seventh Cross, a fighting integration disc, which appears to be a robot or creature battle game. The page reports on the third S-Cosmos Dreamcast Magazine Cup tournament, utilizing the Dreamcast's FID online service, distributed through Dreamcast Magazine and NEC Home Electronics. The article provides match reports for different weight classes: open class, middle class, and a special doll class. In the open class, it is noted that most participants used high-speed LAG parts and ranged ARM combinations, often employing teleportation tactics. The final match featured Chaos, Afu, defeating Gan EV, with Chaos utilizing a crystal body and arm attacks effectively, while Gan EV ran out of EP. The middle class section highlights the evolution of strategies, focusing on DF, Dex, Eat, and Heal stats. The final match saw Doll, Furu, defeat Gleam. It mentions that Doll utilized CSHARKARM effectively against Crystal Body. The Doll section discusses Dex values and the minimal stat differences between competitors. It details the semi-final matches. In the first semi-final, UTA lost to Zusikini I after running out of EP, despite using Force Shield and Express attacks against Zusikini's Crystal Body. In the second semi-final, LETASU was defeated by TOTUGEKI, with TOTUGEKI utilizing teleportation effectively. The Nichi General Review section provides an overall assessment, noting that ranged attack types were prevalent in the tournament, representing the final evolution of strategies. It suggests the game offers strategic depth and encourages players to explore its intricacies. This page, focused on the Japanese exclusive life simulation game World Neverland Plus, Orude Kingdom Monogatari, is ending its user submission corner, Orude Kingdom Communication. The page features 3 player submissions and provides game tips. One player seeks advice on improving match performance despite high stats. The page explains how personality traits influence match outcomes. Another player inquires about 4 Koma manga submissions and acceptance. A new player seeks guidance on game progression after initial purchases and training. The page includes 2 user-submitted 4 Koma manga strips, a table showing in-game dates, and tips for new players, league mechanics, and improving rank outside of official matches. This page is titled Old World Kingdom Communication and is inviting readers to submit their 4 Koma manga. It features examples of 4 Koma manga with themes like parental love, mother's love, and waiting, depicting humorous, everyday situations. Below these are reader submissions in a section called This Week's Card Mail, where users are sending messages. One user talks about enjoying the Old World Kingdom Communication column, another discusses playing Wannabe Plus and enjoying the Dreamcast's communication features, and another mentions their PC Dorothy Gen character being 18 years old and feeling tired from daily child rearing. The page also provides instructions for submitting 4 Koma mangas, including size guidelines, color requirements, and what to include in the submission envelope, along with the submission address for SoftBank Publishing Dreamcast Magazine. This page showcases a manga for Evolution, the World of Sacred Device. The manga strip is titled Manga Evolution Second Story Episode 2 and is authored by Yu Kusa. The manga follows Linear and Mag as they interact in humorous scenarios. In one scene, Linear is sleeping on the sofa and Mag observes her. Later, Mag seems to be assigned a job by Linear, but it turns into a confusing exchange, and in the final panels, Mag seems to be overwhelmed or injured by something, with Linear appearing surprised. On the left side of the page, there are character introductions. Mag Launcher, described as a cheerful adventurer who aims to be a leading adventurer. He is 16 years old and has a straightforward personality. Linear Canon, portrayed as a mysterious girl who lives in Mag's house and has unknown origins. She possesses mysterious abilities, able to make flowers and trees bloom. Grenadine, introduced as an elderly man who has been raising Mag since he was a child. Edge, he is described as a wise and respected figure in the launcher world. Pepperbox, a female character depicted as a lively and sexy dynamite, who is also an adventurer. She is described as a wild woman who uses monsters and men as tools, and is 24 years old. This page is from the Sakigake Naomi Juku section, focusing on games for the Naomi arcade system, which is the arcade board related to the Dreamcast. Screenshots are shown for Dead or Alive 2, Toy Fighter, Out Trigger, and Touch de Uno. The page includes a table listing Naomi arcade games with their manufacturers and release dates. Notable games mentioned in the list are The House of the Dead 2, Power Stone, Crazy Taxi, Zombie Revenge, Virtua Striker 2, Vering 2000, F355 Challenge, Spawn in the Demon's Hand, The Typing of the Dead, and Samba de Amigo. Now, many titles are from Sega and Capcom, alongside some titles exclusive to Japan, such as Dynamite Baseball Naomi, Giant Graham, All Japan Pro Wrestling 2, Touch de Uno, Derby Owners Club, and Puyo Puyo Da. Some games are listed with placeholder names, or are yet to be released at the time of this magazine in October 1999. This guide introduces Dead or Alive 2 on Dreamcast, a 3D fighting game targeting players new to the genre. It simplifies gameplay into 3 core steps. First, attack using punch and kick buttons, with directional inputs for varied moves, and use the F button for throws. Second, defend by guarding with back on the lever or the F button, differentiating between standing and crouching guards. Third, recover quickly after knockdowns by button mashing. The guide covers basic operations, a directional lever, and the punch, kick, and F buttons. It details commands for attacking, guarding, and movement, including dashes and running. It also covers recovery techniques like different rise options and movement commands, like forward and backward dashes, run, and crouching dash. Screenshots and diagrams visually aid in understanding controls and inputs, aiming to get newcomers comfortable with the game's fundamentals. This page is a tutorial guide for Dead or Alive 2, focusing on teaching players the Yorosuke and hold techniques, specifically aimed at beginners who are starting to get more comfortable with the game. The guide explains how to use holds effectively and breaks down different types of holds, including high-level, low-level, mid-level punch, and mid-level kick holds, illustrating the inputs with diagrams and in-game screenshots. It emphasizes the importance of mastering holds as a crucial defensive and offensive tactic in Dead or Alive 2, allowing players to counter enemy attacks and create openings for their own moves. The guide also touches on the concept of counter holds and how to cancel Yorosuke states by using holds to regain an advantage. This page is a starting guide for Dead or Alive 2, featuring the characters Kasumi and Ryu Hayabusa. For Kasumi, there's a profile section detailing her nationality, fighting style, age, and vital stats. It mentions she's on a journey to find her brother and describes her fighting style as speedy with many combinations, enjoyable to play. The page also previews her story mode with a screenshot and lists a selection of her moves and their commands. Similarly, for Ryu Hayabusa, there's his profile data, indicating he is Japanese and uses Hitenryu Ninjutsu, age 23. His description highlights his balance of speed and power, making him a versatile character. A story mode preview is also shown with a screenshot, alongside a list of his moves and commands. Both characters have screenshots of gameplay and story scenes. This page previews 2 characters from Dead or Alive 2. On the left side is Zhen Fu, a 65-year-old Chinese martial artist specializing in Xinyi Liuhe Quan. His profile details include his height, weight, and blood type. The text describes him as a powerful fighter known for impactful moves like body blows and headbutts, emphasizing the rhythmic nature of his attacks and unique throws. There's a story mode preview section and a list of his moves and commands. On the right side of the page is Helena, a 21-year-old French opera singer who uses the Pai Quan Quan style. Her profile includes her height, weight, and blood type. The description highlights her as a new character in DOA 2, with a fighting style that involves large posture changes, emphasizing her floating movements and ability to control the pace of battle, making her a fun character to play. There's a story mode preview section and a list of her moves and commands. This page is a Dead or Alive 2 starting guide from Dreamcast Magazine, focusing on the characters Tina and Bass Armstrong. Tina's section is titled Fight to Win Freedom, and it showcases her profile data, including her being American, a pro wrestler, 22 years old, and her measurements. The description highlights her father-taught American style and emphasizes her speed and powerful throws, suggesting players can use danger zones effectively. A move list for Tina is also provided. Bass's section is titled, "Can You Regain Your Father's Dignity?" and his profile data shows him also being American, a pro wrestler, but 46 years old and significantly larger than Tina. The description describes him as a power wrestler with impactful techniques. Although slower, he is still powerful in both strikes and throws, promising powerful battles in danger zones. A move list for Bass is also included. Story mode preview screenshots are shown for both characters, with text hinting at their storylines. This page showcases character previews for Zack and Leon from Dead or Alive 2. For Zack, the page details his profile information, including that he is from America, uses self-taught Muay Thai, is 25 years old, and his blood type is O. The page mentions he is a DJ by profession. There is a story mode preview section with screenshots of Zack in-game and a summary of his fighting style, which emphasizes his long reach and unique movements. A move list is presented for Zack with names like Slam Knuckle, T-Soak Lane, Devil's Rush, Airwalk, and Hard Rush, along with their command inputs. Similarly, for Leon, the page provides his profile, stating he is from Italy, uses command Sambo, is 42 years old, and his blood type is B. His profession is listed as a mercenary. A story mode preview with in-game screenshots for Leon is also included, describing him as a submission specialist who fights in a calculated and powerful style. Leon's move list is also displayed with moves such as Blast Tracer, Smash Upper, Solid Crush, Neck Hanging Tree, and Ground Submission with their respective command inputs. This page showcases character previews for Dead or Alive 2. It highlights two characters, Yan Li and Lai Feng, detailing their profiles, fighting styles, and movesets. Yan Li is presented as a well-rounded character, excelling in speed, power, and reach, with a Jeet Kune Do fighting style. He is 20 years old, from China, and works as a bodyguard. His profile mentions his signature Dragon series of moves, which are powerful and can blow opponents away, emphasizing the importance of the danger system to maximize his potential. A list of example moves is shown, including Dragon Cannon and Dragon Kick. Lai Feng, on the other hand, is described as a smart fighter utilizing Tai Chi Quan, known for its circular movements and feminine grace. At 19 years old and a student from China, she is said to offer a wide range of offensive options, including combos and follow-up attacks after holds. Her special move, the Tai Gong fishing rod, is highlighted as a powerful throw, making her a good choice for beginners. Example moves, such as double palm and back thrust palm, are listed. The page includes screenshots of both characters in action, demonstrating gameplay and story mode previews. This page showcases character previews for Ayane and Ain from Dead or Alive 2, a fighting game. Ayane is described as a skilled ninja from the Hazuki Heavenly Shrine style, similar to Kasumi, known for her diverse spinning attacks and unpredictable movements, even fighting with her back to the opponent. Her profile details her origin as Japan, age as 16, height and weight, measurements, blood type AB, birthday August 5th, and occupation as kunoichi. Screenshots from the story mode are shown, and a table lists her in-game techniques and commands. Ain is introduced as a new character in Dead or Alive 2, a master of karate with powerful strikes. He is portrayed as a well-balanced character suitable for beginners, boasting a variety of throws and exciting fights in the danger zone. His profile notes his origin as unknown, age 23, height and weight, measurements, blood type A, birthday July 3rd, and occupation as karateka. Story mode screenshots are also included, along with his technique and command list. This page is focused on the Dreamcast fighting game, Toy Fighter. It details the game's unique effect technique system. The article breaks down 4 different types of effects that can be applied to moves, each indicated by a different color. Firstly, the yellow effect signifies a counterfloat technique. This move is designed to launch opponents into the air on a successful counterhit, allowing for follow-up combos. Secondly, the white effect denotes undodgeable techniques. These are moves that cannot be dodged using the dodge button, contrasting with regular techniques. Thirdly, the blue effect indicates special counter techniques. These moves, when they hit as a counter, inflict significantly more damage than normal attacks, about 2.3 times. and can also send opponents flying. Hitting from behind with these moves causes the opponent to crumble to the ground. Finally, the red effect represents one-shot down techniques. These moves, as the name suggests, can instantly knock down an opponent in a single hit. However, they have a noticeable animation windup, making them harder to land, though very powerful when they connect. The effect is visually identified by being red. The page emphasizes the importance of understanding these effect types to utilize combos and maximize damage in Toy Fighter. This page is an explanation of the dodge button feature in the game Toy Fighter. It describes the benefits and drawbacks of using the dodge button, stating that while it can evade normal attacks, it's ineffective against effect-based moves, throws, and bomber attacks. The page details how the dodge button can be used to evade normal attacks easily and counterattack, and how to use it in conjunction with the directional pad for movement. It also warns about the vulnerabilities of the dodge button, explaining that players can be thrown while dodging, and that effect moves bypass dodging and require blocking. The page uses screenshots from the game to illustrate these points and provides tips on when and when not to rely on the dodge button. This page is a preview of the arcade game Outrigger, which is being developed on the Naomi arcade board and supports 1 to 4 players in cooperative action. The article highlights the game's weapon system, focusing on 3 weapon types players will utilize: machine guns, hand grenades, and rocket launchers. The machine gun section details it being effective in close quarters combat and closed environments, with screenshots showcasing in-game action. The hand grenade section explains its usage for indirect attacks and hitting enemies behind cover, with examples of trajectory shots. The rocket launcher is presented as the most powerful weapon, capable of inflicting significant damage with direct hits and explosions, making it a primary weapon. The preview introduces the character Jay Aragi, described as a balance-type character. He is equipped with a submachine gun as his standard weapon, hand grenades, and a rocket launcher. Screenshots show Jay in action in a stage called Old Castle, demonstrating gameplay scenarios with each weapon type and their effectiveness. The page emphasizes weapon switching as a key gameplay element to succeed in combat. Outrigger Skills features 3 characters: Alan Seal, Lena Miyagi, and Talon Grant, each with unique weapon sets and character types. Alan, a balance type, wields a submachine gun, hand grenades, and a standard rocket launcher. Lifetime, a speed type focused on mobility, uses a rapid-firing submachine gun, motion sensor grenades, and a powerful 50mm rifle. Talon, a power type, boasts high attack power with a 3-linked laser gun, large hand grenades that slow enemies, and a railgun, which is a high-powered, fast projectile rocket launcher. Touch and Uo, the inaugural game in Sega's Touch Panel series, offers right brain training through a touch training course. Players can unlock the character Ai-chan by touching a finger mark on the title screen and inserting a coin. The course features mini-games like character search, scattered arrangement, memorizing and identifying diagrams, color paint, memorizing and repainting colors, pattern number, memorizing number sequences, count mania, touching items in order, and compare check, identifying diagram differences. Difficulty increases with irregular arrangements, complex patterns, and shorter display times. The game encourages players to enjoy the training and practice challenging stages to improve their skills. This page from Dreamcast Sports is about the final day of the preliminary league for a Giant Graham tournament. The article highlights the turbulent nature of the qualifying rounds and the anticipation for the final battles. It features 2 sections focusing on the Technical Division Dreamcast player and Comical Division Dreamcast player, indicating different categories or play styles within the tournament. The page announces that the final 2 representatives have been decided and introduces the weekly champion. Screenshots of the Giant Graham wrestling game are shown, along with pictures of people participating in the event at what looks like an arcade. The event is called Giant Graham Carnival 99. This page covers King of Fighters 99 and Neo Geo Pocket Color game releases. KOF 99's boss, Chrysalid, is detailed with profile information. It outlines the conditions to unlock hidden characters Kyo Kusanagi and Iori Yagami in CPU battles. Default teams, a battle ability score of 200+ after 5 battles, and defeating Chrysalid. Kyo appears with a score of 280+, Iori with a score between 200 to 280. The page then announces new Neo Geo Pocket Color games. October 21st releases include SNK vs. Capcom, Card Fighters Clashes variants, Pachisuro Alzeo Kingdom Pocket, Beastbuster, Dark Whispers of the Evil God, Pocket Love If, and King of Fighters, R2 Campaign Version. November releases include Biomotor Unitron, Densha de Go, 2 on Neo Pocket, Armored Trooper Unitron, Sunagit Pon, 2, and Far Zeal Light. Far Zeal Light is highlighted as a simulation RPG, where players pilot humanoid weapons and use strategic action programs to predict and counter enemy movements, noted for its simple controls. This page shows the Dreamcastrology Weekly Horoscope for the week of October 8th to 21st. It provides fortune readings for each zodiac sign across categories such as overall luck, money luck, health luck, love luck, and work luck. Each zodiac sign section includes advice and insights related to their fortune for the week, presented in a lighthearted and engaging style using cartoon illustrations of animals to represent each sign, and advice tailored to boys and girls separately. There are no games or screenshots on this page. Dreamcast Magazine is offering special prizes to its readers. 20 winners can choose a Dreamcast game released before October 29, 1999. 8 winners will receive a Sonic Adventure plush set. 5 winners will get the Espionagent's official guide, and 4 will receive a Dreamcast mousepad. The upcoming October 22nd issue previews the November 5th issue, promising a big reveal and emergency announcement. It will feature an interview with Kuki Sugiyama regarding the Shenmue delay. The issue also previews various games like Revive, Revive, and Zombie Revenge. A section will highlight Naomi system games, and Dorimaga Y will investigate reader questions, including a Dreamcast factory tour. This page is an advert for the Dreamcast game Rainbow Cotton, a 3D shooting game from Success. The advert highlights the fast-paced, 360-degree gameplay and features screenshots of the game in action. It mentions that you play as Cotton, a magical girl who loves sweets and is now on Dreamcast. The game is scheduled for release in December and priced at 5,800 yen. The ad also briefly mentions that Shanghai Dynasty, another title from Success, will also be available on Dreamcast, showcasing mahjong gameplay. It also mentions that Rainbow Cotton has 4 modes, 3D perspectives, various option settings, and beautiful movie scenes. This page is an advert for the upcoming Dreamcast game, Bangai-O, a panoramic, exhilarating shooting game, as stated. The advert features a large image of the game's mech, Bangai-O, alongside screenshots showcasing the intense shooter action. A comic strip section is also present, promoting the game with its characters in a humorous style. The game is scheduled for release in December, and priced at 5,800 yen before tax, published by Treasure, and especially